Along the way, Su Zaicheng's laughter could be heard through the hunter suit. It is too easy to make money by taking advantage of the bug of knowing the plot in advance. Earning money is earning money. Su Zaicheng didn't forget about the system update upgrade. This time Su Zaicheng deliberately told them that he asked them to transfer money after 10 days, just for this consideration. After 10 days, the system upgrade is completed, and then let them send money, so there should be no problem. Thinking of his own cleverness, Su Zaicheng not only wants to praise himself. Since becoming a bounty hunter, his IQ seems to have improved a lot. The last class in the afternoon was picked up by Natasha Romanoff. I stayed in the house of Black Braised Egg for 2 hours, and spent another hour on the road. I didn't expect the time to end today, and now it's 9 in the evening, it's too much. On the way, passing by a convenience store, Su Zaicheng took some things to fill his stomach and went back to the villa. Lying on the bed, Su Zaicheng not only started to think about what happened today. First of all, since Su Zaicheng has announced Hydra as an undercover agent, Captain America should have discovered who the masked man with iron arms was on TV a few days ago. The Avengers of Black Braised Eggs is also adding a general. Definitely all of this should proceed in an orderly manner according to the plot. Captain America should be able to know the true face of Winter Soldier without the intervention of Su Zaicheng. It's just that Su Zaicheng speeded up the progress of the plot. Sometimes Su Zaicheng also considers whether his time travel has affected the plot development of the Marvel world. However, after thinking about it carefully, the influence will also affect it, and it has nothing to do with him. The meaning of Su Zaicheng's existence is for the bounty. Only you dare to release the task. The bounty is attractive enough, even if it destroys the plot, so what? If you have the strength, even if you destroy the Earth, it is not necessarily impossible. The present is still Hydra undercover. According to the plot that Su Zaicheng understands, Hydra has obtained Loki's scepter, that is to say, the scepter embedded with Mind Gem. If you guessed right, Hydra is brewing a big secret, 2 mutants. I believe that Su Zaicheng will be able to get in touch with them soon. Definitely, these 2 people are the brothers and sisters of Quicksilver Pietro Maximoff and Scarlet Witch Wanda Maximoff. One has origin magic power, a potential Omega-level mutant, and the other has superhuman movement speed. Moreover, the strength of this Quicksilver is definitely not as simple as it appears on the surface. As a time traveler, Su Zaicheng deeply understands, apart from origin magic power, the horror of Quicksilver. Quicksilver's high-speed ability allows him to easily exceed the speed of sound, and the speed of sound, imagine how amazing it is, only Su Zaicheng's ability can barely reach it. As for why it usually takes an hour or a few hours to catch up, it's just that Su Zaicheng doesn't want to waste his energy. To maintain that speed, Su Zaicheng can do it. Just a few months ago when he played against Loki, Su Zaicheng saved Natasha Romanoff at supersonic speed. It's just that the super high expenditure of mental power will inevitably overload the load, and it doesn't work to supplement it with meditation, because it can't keep up. If Su Zaicheng didn't know anything about the last time the hand would sneak in again, Su Zaicheng would definitely not want to see it. In addition, Quicksilver can also run on the surface of water or vertical walls. He once ran from Tibet to Indonesia in a few seconds, and even circled the Earth half a circle in just 92 seconds. See through objects. This speed, like the Flash. As long as Quicksilver is willing to run with all his strength, passing through time and crossing the barrier of space, there is absolutely no problem. Therefore, according to the original plot, it is conceivable how ridiculous it is that Quicksilver was killed by a bullet. And for Su Zaicheng, such a speed, Su Zaicheng thought he could not reach it for the time being. As for Scarlet Witch Wanda's origin magic power, that needs no introduction. If it hadn't been interrupted, this bitch would have torn the purple sweet potato essence alive. Purple Sweet Potato Essence is a super god level player with the physique of a titan. Even Thor's Stormbreaker can't be hacked to death with an axe. Moreover, every mental breakdown of Wanda can cause unimaginable destruction. In the Marvel world, her origin magic power has been weakened by hundreds of times. If Scarlet Witch is willing, it may not be impossible to split the Earth with her bare hands. And these 2 brothers and sisters should be imprisoned in the secret base of Hydra at this moment, and are being forced to accept the experiment of Hydra. The super ability of this body should also rely on the soul treasure. However, Su Zaicheng is still looking forward to meeting the siblings soon. Because, Su Zaicheng is quite interested in their origin magic power and speed. If my copy eyes can see through their magic and copy it for them, then I will make a lot of money. It seems that it is urgent to improve your strength. The water in the Marvel world is too deep. The strength of Avengers is increasing rapidly. I have to hurry, and I can't let them catch up with me. thinking that the system is still being upgraded. Even if Su Zaicheng is in a hurry, there is nothing he can do. All I can do now is sleep. Honestly, wait for these 10 days to pass. I slept until noon the next day. Go to the entertainment area outside the villa to have fun, ride horses, swim, and play bowling. If it weren't for the bonfire party and pool party at the racecourse at night, Su Zaicheng really doesn't know if today would be boring to death. He said he was just looking for fun, but Su Zaicheng has long since gotten tired of these events. No matter how much he likes them, that is also temporary. I can't stand playing like this every day at all. It's another day. Today Su Zaicheng woke up early on purpose, and when he opened his eyes, the sun just came up. Su Zaicheng still planned to go back to school today. As soon as he arrived at the school, Su Zaicheng came to the principal's office and offered his opinions on donating a building, end-of-semester exams, graduation ceremonies, and graduation certificates. It's a small matter of donating upstairs, but he can't let him fail to graduate, and he absolutely can't let that black brat take this joke on me. Definitely, as a school principal in a capitalist country, there are naturally a million people who are willing to flatter Su Zaicheng with some flattering words, first to make Su Zaicheng comfortable, and then to serve him with tea and water. Su Zaicheng also readily accepted. Sure enough, the society of the United States is filled with the rotten smell of capitalism everywhere. When leaving the principal's office, Su Zaicheng also paid attention to a matter raised by the principal. That is, try not to skip classes these days. Why? That is, because Su Zaicheng basically hasn't been to school since he crossed over to become a bounty hunter. And the school is a small society that keeps pace with the times and government policies, so many new teachers don't know Su Zaicheng at all. If there is a new teacher who hates Su Zaicheng and doesn't know who Su Zaicheng is, and then sees him skipping so many classes and gives him a failing grade, then it's really hard to say. Therefore, in the past few days, at least to be able to come to the school every day today and give the teacher a chance to meet and get acquainted, so that the principal can also talk easily. Su Zaicheng agreed without even thinking about it. Anyway, he has nothing to do these days, and he can chat with little Spider-Man at school. Originally, Su Zaicheng thought that whether he got a job or not was not a matter of the principal's words. He didn't expect that the current school still depends on the face of the government, and the principal can't control this at all. It seems that capitalist society is not only filled with the rotten smell of money, but also these messy systems of political hierarchy. The boring time of the morning passed quickly. Definitely, Su Zaicheng spent almost all of his time in sleep. He only listened to one class seriously, and he couldn't stand it anymore. Su Zaicheng also found out that there were all new teachers this morning. It seems that the principal specially arranged for Su Zaicheng to be replaced by new teachers for these few days. Afternoon is even more boring. However, during the second class, something happened suddenly. With Su Zaicheng's 325-point physique, not only vision, smell, hearing, but also senses have been strengthened to varying degrees. A few streets away, Su Zaicheng's dangerous perception felt a different feeling. Although it only feels like a mosquito bite, it is also a danger warning. It's just that the degree of danger is negligible. Not only Su Zaicheng, but also Peter Parker, who was sitting by the window, seemed to feel a different feeling. My own Peter, aka Spider Telepathy, shuddered, as if sensing something was happening on Center Street in Queens. As the leader of Queens, how could Peter Parker sit idly by? This area is under the control of my Spider-Man, who dares to make trouble on my sight. He is not small. Thinking about it, Peter took advantage of the moment when the teacher was writing on the blackboard, and directly threw a note to Ned in the front row. The two seemed to have reached a tacit understanding. Ned gave a sudden cry and stood up. Report to the teacher, I seem to have eaten something I shouldn't eat at noon, and my stomach hurts. As he said that, he hugged his stomach and jumped up like it was real. Suddenly, the eyes of the whole country were on Ned. However, what everyone didn't know was that when everyone's attention was on Ned, a figure opened the window and jumped out at an extremely fast speed. It was definitely not the first time to see that skillful movement. All of this was seen by Su Zaicheng. It seems that little Spider-Man is going to be a hero again. However, this crappy acting really makes people speechless. After all, little Spider-Man is not Su Zaicheng, and he cannot come and go in front of the teacher like Su Zaicheng. Peter Parker is a good baby in the eyes of Aunt May, MJ, and teachers. Teacher, my stomach hurts too, I'm going to the toilet. After speaking, Su Zaicheng also stood up and walked out. However, that casual pace didn't look like a stomachache. In fact, Su Zaicheng doesn't need to do this, it's just to give the new teacher a step down. Definitely, the new teacher has also been notified by the principal long ago, and turned a blind eye to Su Zaicheng's behavior. At the corner of the stairs, Su Zaicheng teleported directly to the roof of the building, put on a hunter suit, and rushed to the center of Queen Street. On the way, I also met the little Spider-Man rippling among the tall buildings. After crossing 2 streets, it takes only 10 minutes to reach the dangerous perception site. Su Zaicheng landed steadily on the nearest building, looking down at the ground from top to bottom. A monster with an octopus behind its back is wreaking havoc on the streets. As this guy Dr. Octopus, Su Zaicheng guessed. This Dr. Octopus can be regarded as the #1 enemy of Little Spider-Man in the early stage. But it's only in the early stage, because his ability is really not enough in front of the Little Spider-Man behind. However, this is not what Su Zaicheng is curious about. According to the plot, Dr. Octopus should have been killed by Little Spider-Man long ago. Why come out now? Is it really because of Su Zaicheng? Oh shit, stop, put down the car in your hand. Yes, blame. Shit. I told you to put it down and didn't let you throw it to me. There is also a telephone pole. Don't touch him. Don't you want to be a law-abiding citizen? Hurry up, be obedient, or I will spank your little ass. The Little Spider-Man really deserved the title of Talking Gun, and he even taught the enemy a lesson earnestly. This scene amused Su Zaicheng, who was watching the show from a high place. Apparently, Dr. Octopus was enraged by Little Spider-Man's verbal attacks. A mechanical claw on the back easily plunged into a car, and flung it towards Little Spider-Man. Little Spider-Man didn't hesitate, and stayed where he was, intending to follow through. I saw Little Spider-Man raised his hands up to welcome him. Boom. A small car weighs nearly half a ton at least, plus the strength thrown by Dr. Octopus, and the acceleration reaches the Little Spider-Man. There may be tens of tons of force on the body. Unexpectedly, Little Spider-Man's legs softened and he sat down on the ground. It seems that the current Little Spider-Man is still very weak. Even after going through the alien war, it was just a change in his mind, and his strength didn't seem to be as ideal as Su Zaicheng imagined. Looks like Little Spider-Man will have to be beaten up. Su Zaicheng concluded. Sure enough, what followed was basically a unilateral attack. Little Spider-Man fell into a passive state, and could only keep on seeing and taking down moves. He either took over a telegraph pole, or jumped aside to save 2 passers-by who were almost implicated. In a short while, Little Spider-Man's self-made uniform was scratched with several bloody gashes. After all, it's my first client, so help him. It may also be that Su Zaicheng turned over from the tall building and jumped down because he was really bored. There is even a taste of the leap of faith in Assassin's Creed. An immature thought suddenly rose in Su Zaicheng's heart. What would it be like to take a leap of faith from the moon to the earth one day? Hey, Mr. Hunter, when did you come? Sorry, you should have noticed that I'm a bit busy. You wait for me for a while, it will be fine soon. Just as Little Spider-Man finished speaking, another bus smashed down. Dr. Octopus seems to be annoyed by Little Spider-Man, so disrespectful to me. Dare to distract and chat with others when fighting with me. Eat me a bus, car. Only. Unexpectedly, Little Spider-Man raised his hand again to take the bus. The weight of this car is several times bigger than before. Why did Little Spider-Man, who was not working just now, suddenly become stiff? Is it growing so fast? How about it, Mr. Hunter, am I handsome or not? Oops. Little Spider-Man just turned his head to pretend to be Su Zaicheng, but was slapped hard. Take advantage of the opportunity to sneak attack, despicable and shameless, Mr. Hunter, I will come as soon as I go. Su Zaicheng just smiled and didn't speak. Then I'll watch you pretend. If you can't do it, you can't do it, you have to slap your face to look fat. Sure enough, the next second Little Spider-Man's body flew to Su Zaicheng's feet again. Hey, what a coincidence, we meet again. Do you need help? I thought, if you could do me a little favor and hold him down. Why? Since seeing Su Zaicheng's strength, oh no, it should be the strength of a bounty hunter, Little Spider-Man still respects this black-robed man very much. Su Zaicheng thought, do you a little favor, and still hold him down. Why don't you let me send him to the west directly? Pay attention to the mechanical claw on his back, that should be his defect. Su Zaicheng sat down on the hood of a car next to him carelessly, and said casually, this can be regarded as helping you a little favor. Little Spider-Man is also worthy of being a high-achieving student. Not only does he study well in school, but he also quickly comprehends ability in battle. As soon as Su Zaicheng said that, Little Spider-Man knew what to do. Sure enough, using its absolute flexibility to catch a flaw in Dr. Octopus' bewilderment, Little Spider-Man leapt for life, jumped nearly 3 meters high, and fell directly behind Dr. Octopus. The web shooters in hand instantly spew out. The reinforced cobweb can withstand hundreds of tons of force. For example, a bus that falls from a 10-story building at a free fall speed, little Spider-Man fires a cobweb, which can nail the car to the wall without any damage. The premise is that as long as the wall can withstand this force. Therefore, at the moment when the cobweb shot out, Su Zaichang already knew that the battle had come to an end. Looking at Dr. Octopus, the next second, he was already lying on the ground as expected. The mechanical claws on the back are restrained, so it really can only be caught without moving. Now that the result has been released, Su Zaichang disappeared directly, so let's go back to school and sleep. A Dr. Octopus is not as powerful as a Chidori warrior. Su Zaichang was really not interested. Leave the rest to little Spider-Man and the police. That's it, I still have something to do today. After school in the afternoon, Su Zaichang took the school bus home for the first time. However, in the house just built later. Originally, I wanted to go in and have a look, but I didn't go in because I thought about the newly built house. Take off directly back to the villa. On the way, Su Zaichang also did a small experiment. From the house in Queens to the villa, Su Zaichang extracted it with all his strength, and it only took 3.45 seconds. The speed is fast, and Su Zaichang is not satisfied with this result anyway. Oh, it's the 4th day, it's too difficult for me without a system. On these boring days, Su Zaichang could only pass the time by sleeping with his head covered. The next morning, I got up early to go to school again. However, there was another riot on the way. This time it was a rhinoceros, just on Su Zaichang's way to school. It's more like a rhinoceros than a mechanical rhinoceros, because this is a guy with a rhinoceros armor doing damage. It's only 2 streets away from the place where Dr. Octopus made trouble yesterday. That's too weird. The entire street has been emptied, and the shops on both sides have been smashed to pieces. Even the light poles were bent. The gathered people confronted the rhino on the other side. There were several rows of police cars parked in the middle, and a few United States police officers were weakly holding small revolvers to protect the crowd behind. "Ya quack. Little Spider-Man, you weren't very imposing yesterday. Why did you hear that I was coming? So scared that you didn't dare to come out, quack quack." Looking at the helpless crowd on the opposite side, the rhino monster yelled at the police and the crowd through the thickened tempered glass in front. "Since he won't come out, I'll flatten Queens, I don't believe it, quack quack." As he said that, the rhinoceros shook his thick arms full of mechanical parts as if he was warming up. "Big man, don't be too arrogant, I will destroy you on behalf of Spider-Man." Suddenly a childish voice exploded like a bell in this quiet morning. "Oh, my son, comrade police, quickly rescue my son." Right between the policeman and the rhinoceros, a little boy wearing the same version of little Spider-Man stood in the middle of the road. "Quack quack. You are just a brat, but you can still represent Spider-Man. Well, I'll crush you first." After speaking, the rhinoceros will rush over. Su Zaichang, who was watching a show in a building, had already changed into a hunter suit. However, Su Zaichang didn't intend to make a move. First, Su Zaichang does not have this obligation. He is not a superhero, not a good aunt who takes care of everything. Second, no one hired him to shoot. As a bounty hunter, wearing this suit is a killer without emotion. It seems that Black Braised Egg has let go and divided this area of Queens to Little Spider-Man. In this area, there is only Little Spider-Man as a superhero. It seems that no one else will help when any major incidents occur. This Queens district is really full of disasters. The explosions continued one after another, and the blocks were destroyed one by one. Little Spider-Man will be busy in the future. Su Zaichang opens Hawkeye. In an instant, Hawkeye rose to a height of several hundred meters, overlooking these streets from the perspective of God. Sure enough, a few hundred meters away, Little Spider-Man was standing up and jumping back and forth in a high-rise building. Presumably it should arrive within half a minute. Look below. The police are negotiating with the rhinoceros and begging for more time, waiting for the arrival of Little Spider-Man. However, it seems that the effect is not significant. The police in the Marvel world seem to be playing such a role. Either clean up the mess after the battle of the superheroes, or wait for the superheroes to come. Usually, even 1 or 2 robbers, thieves, etc., have various abilities hidden in the crowd to take action. The United States police seem to be just for show. "Watch me crush you." After finishing speaking, the rhino monster was like a real rhino aiming at the target and preparing to sprint, with 2 thick hind legs kicking hard on the ground. "Fire, fire, shoot." Seeing that the situation was not good, the police quickly raised their revolvers and kept shooting. Bayubi. Dang dang dang. However, the raindrop version of the bullet hit the rhino monster's body. It might as well tickle it. It really doesn't work at all. Oh, shiete, hoo hoo hoo. Finally caught up, everyone, I am not late. Just as the rhinoceros was about to rush over, little Spider-Man panted heavily and finally arrived in time. He hugged his little fan and sent him to a safe place. Little Spider-Man clapped his palms, like a sumo wrestler preparing to warm up. You are finally here, watch me trample you to death, little Spider-Man. For some reason, these villains always talk so much. The rhinoceros was already ready for a collision stance, and when the little Spider-Man arrived, he was even more excited. Bang bang bang. Every time the foot stepped on the ground, it would cause a strong vibration, and even the crowd watching from a distance would fall to the ground. Boom! Little Spider-Man just looked up when a heavy truck was hit. With the crowd behind and the enemy in front, little Spider-Man can't back down and seems to have to fight hard. However, a scene that surprised Su Zaicheng appeared. The little Spider-Man, who struggled to pick up a car yesterday, actually supported a heavy truck with one hand today. This is more than one level higher than yesterday's weight intensity. It's really unexpected. The speed of little Spider-Man's progress is really outrageous. Looking at the rhinoceros monster, he couldn't hit it with one blow, so he rushed over directly using the weight of his body. Although he was huge but not bulky, his speed was comparable to that of a car. Suddenly, at the shoulder of the running rhino monster, a mechanism opened instantly, and it was equipped with missiles. A medium-sized missile fired straight at little Spider-Man with a long exhaust. Little Spider-Man didn't panic, turned his wrist slightly, and the cobweb shot out instantly, and the door of the heavy truck that he was still on the side just now was pulled down violently. Little Spider-Man slid the car door, like a meteor hammer, danced a few times as a shield and threw it at the galloping missile. When, there was a crisp sound, and the missile was shot flying with precision. How well you have to control your strength. One more missile explodes, and one less missile shoots into the crowd and explodes. Su Zaicheng thought this blow was wonderful. Just when everyone cheered for this beautiful blow, everyone raised their hearts to their throats in the next second. Looking forward, the rhino monster has already rushed in front of little Spider-Man under the cover of the missile exhaust. In this case, little Spider-Man still can't retreat, and it's still hard to carry. Just when everyone was in fear, the rhino still slammed into little Spider-Man. However, the little Spider-Man was not knocked into the air, and unexpectedly resisted the rhino monster's attack with both hands. It's just that the receding mounds on the ground tell everyone that the situation is not optimistic. It's not bad, Spider-Man, I really underestimated you, let me give you some more. Just when little Spider-Man heard this sentence and raised his vigilance, spider telepathy started instantly, but the touch on his hand told little Spider-Man that it seemed to be too late. The rhinoceros horn made of metal can still discharge electricity, and the body of little Spider-Man caught off guard is instantly reflected by the voltage of tens of thousands of volts. Originally as the character of not admitting defeat. Coupled with so many people watching, little Spider-Man also wanted to show off. This can be regarded as annoyed little Spider-Man. Little Spider-Man turned his hand and shot cobweb made a meteor hammer again, and swung it to smash it. However, as if the rhino monster wanted to humiliate little Spider-Man, it actually stood still, with its two arms in front of it, and let little Spider-Man slam it wildly, but there was nothing it could do about him. Smash him on the back, there is his blind spot, since it is made mechanically, there is an energy device. Just when little Spider-Man was at a loss, a cold voice suddenly entered little Spider-Man's brain. Thanks, Mr. Hunter. This voice was naturally prompted by Su Zaicheng, who was watching a theater in a high-rise building. Mind control has the function of controlling others, and it is not a problem to enter the brain of little Spider-Man to transmit a voice. Moreover, the Hunter suit has an automatic voice-changing function, but it is different from Su Zaicheng's original voice after wearing it. It is equivalent to changing the voice. Little Spider-Man who is familiar with a voice can naturally recognize who it is. Looking at little Spider-Man, jumping up and down flexibly, constantly harassing the rhinoceros, although it didn't cause any harm to him, but unexpectedly came behind him, even the rhinoceros didn't notice. Where did you go? Sure enough, behind him was his blind spot. Little Spider-Man raised the manhole cover in his hand and threw it at Rhino's back. The rhinoceros found the man behind him and tried to grab him, but the nimble little Spider-Man was always able to deftly follow him around in circles, and the manhole cover in his hand could keep throwing towards his back indiscriminately. Now the rhinoceros is in such a hurry that it can't reach it, catch it, or see it. Okay, if you don't come out, then I'll blow up all these people to the sky, As he said that, the cover of the mechanism on the two shoulders of the rhinoceros opened, and the missiles inside were aimed at the crowd and were about to launch. Suddenly, there was a crackling sound, and little Spider-Man didn't know where he hit. The rhino monster's body suddenly trembled like chaff. The electric current that sprang out covered the surface of the rhinoceros armor. Sure enough, the rhino monster that had lost its energy support was left with a pile of immobile rhino armor. Within 3 seconds, the armor was paralyzed to the ground. Seeing this, there was no need for Su Zaichang to continue watching. The next thing is nothing more than little Spider-Man's recognition conference. "What's the matter with you two? Look at what time it is, you two are punished by me standing outside." "I'm sorry teacher, I was wrong, there will be no next time." "Peter, especially you are usually very obedient. Why are you late today? Don't tell me you were stuck in traffic, or you were so bored that you were attacked by some monster. You should use your brain if you are lying." In fact, Peter is trying to use these two reasons. Also, what's the matter with your injury? Did you fight with others? Come to my office after school. Can I say that I accidentally dropped it? Su Zaichang hurriedly dragged Peter out. Honestly, punish him, don't explain. In this case, the more you talk about the teacher, the angrier he gets. Even Ned at the door kept winking. It seems that today, the new teacher is a bit grumpy, completely ignoring a capitalist worm like Su Zaichang. "Hey, by the way, Su Zaichang, why are you late today? Is it surprising to you that I am late? I don't care if I skipped classes for the past 3 days." Probably because Peter was in a hurry to cover up what he had just done. To ask such a thoughtless question. Su Zaichang knew that little Spider-Man was still unwilling to reveal his identity, so he didn't say anything to him. Peter, too, was afraid that Su Zaichang would ask him something, such as the injury on his body, and why he was late. They had already made up the reasons, but Su Zaichang was not curious at all. Maybe it's because of a guilty conscience. Peter, who was talking non-stop, was rarely quiet. "I have to mention this teacher." Just now he spoke sarcastically to Su Zaichang and Peter, especially to Su Zaichang. In less than 10 minutes, the person on the 28th inside seems to have answered the phone and trotted outside to invite 2 people go back. And the whole morning, the teacher didn't have any opinion on Su Zaichang, who had been sleeping all the time. Capitalism's money is really easy to use. It's the end of another day. Tian finally passed a happy day. After thinking about little Spider-Man, it has only been a day since he disappeared, and his strength has improved so fast. I don't know how far little Spider-Man can evolve if there is another riot tomorrow. After the system upgrade is completed, you must think about it carefully. Another morning, Su Zaichang walked into the bathroom with sleepy eyes and began to brush his teeth and wash his hands. There was still irrelevant news on the TV. Today is the weekend, so you don't have to go to school. Finally, it doesn't have to be so boring. Just when Su Zaichang was about to drink saliva to rinse his mouth, suddenly a hurried voice on the TV caught his attention. Now there is a news break. Just now reporters on TV started reporting. Su Zaichang didn't care about the messy hair and the foam around the mouth, and sat directly in front of the TV, paying attention to the further reports of the situation. Just 10 minutes ago, a man in yellow broke into Queens and slammed into a Citibank cash van from JP Morgan Chase. We are always reporting. Su Zaichang's crow's mouth appeared. Damn it, it's so exciting, it's my dream to directly grab the cash truck. If 100% of the stolen money could be used, in fact, Zaichang had wanted to do this a long time ago. Su Zaichang unfolded his mental power, and at the same time cooperated with Hawkeye, continuously spread outwards, trying to arrive at the place where the accident happened. With Su Zaichang's spiritual power and the 3rd-level Hawkeye, the field of vision has to be several kilometers away. As it happens, the edge of the field of vision happens to be able to observe the accident site. Hey, it's comfortable, you can lie at home and watch the live broadcast, and you don't need to buy tickets. Su Zaichang crossed his legs carelessly, and unexpectedly reported a bucket of popcorn in his hand at some point. This is the rhythm of watching the show until the end. Looking at the other side, Peter started a part-time job as soon as he was on vacation, city hero. Little Spider-Man wore a red uniform made by himself and jumped continuously between floors, and landed steadily on the cash truck under the eyes of the reporters' cameras and everyone's eyes. After these few battles, little Spider-Man's superhero status has risen with the tide, and every time he appears, it can arouse the emotional climax of people in Queens. Now little Spider-Man's fans are probably no lower than a first-line star. Little Spider-Man put his hands on the hinged door behind the armored vehicle, and the door that could withstand the explosion of a grenade with a little force was easily torn open like tofu. There was actually a man inside, dressed in yellow, and he didn't know how to get in. Except for the little Spider-Man just torn a crack on the outside of the armored vehicle, there was no opening for one person to enter. Well, it looks familiar. His eyes followed the little Spider-Man into the armored vehicle, and Su Zaicheng seemed to recognize him. When that person saw someone coming, he didn't want to fight, and turned into a prototype directly. This is a person whose whole body has been turned into sand, no wonder he can disappear into the cash truck without making a sound. As his body continued to grow, he punched through the roof of the armored vehicle. What followed was a cart full of banknotes, and the piles of money that had been bundled up were scattered all over the street. Little Spider-Man, who was still talking wisecracks, hurried forward to stop him from escaping. However, for the shapeless Sandman, Little Spider-Man is no match for him. Let Little Spider-Man hit him, the sand can be repaired in an instant, and he is completely unbeatable. Xiaoqiang. Little Spider-Man also has no strength, but his punches are like hitting cotton. Even, Little Spider-Man was messed up when he came and went. Sandman is afraid of water. This is the last time to remind you, next time you encounter difficulties, use your own brain. Su Zaicheng couldn't help reminding again. For the last time, consider it a thank you to Little Spider-Man for helping him rebuild his house. Sandman. Su Zaicheng is very familiar. This Sandman is a very typical one among Little Spider-Man's enemies. Originally, he was just a normal person, as if his body had mutated because of the nuclear leak. It is said that this battle can only catch him, but there is nothing to do with him. There is only one way to imprison him on an island surrounded by sea. And he escaped later, and it seemed to be completely wiped out after being melted into glass by high temperature. If Venom is the #1 enemy of Little Spider-Man, then this Sandman definitely has a place among his enemies and is definitely ranked first. With Su Zaicheng on demand, Sandman was unsurprisingly introduced into the sewer. Seeing this, Su Zaicheng almost knew it all. He retracted his vision and continued watching TV. He didn't want to see any strange things in the sewer, it would be bad if it affected his appetite at noon. Today is the 6th day, and it's been 3 days in a row that Queens has had problems. It's not a riot, it's provocation with Little Spider-Man, or robbery. Is Queens really so ill-fated, or is it a test given by God to Little Spider-Man, to urge him to grow up quickly? Finally, it's been 6 days, there shouldn't be a good show tomorrow. Su Zaicheng complained. It seems that I can predict what will happen tomorrow. Definitely, the situation is unknown, because the monsters that appeared in the past few days, Su Zaicheng didn't know why, and didn't follow the plot at all. On the 7th day, Su Zaicheng stayed in the villa all day while playing games and watching the TV news all the time, for fear of missing any good show. However, God seems to want to make a joke with Su Zaicheng, playing tense and exciting games all day, and I don't know whether it is the calm when the mountains and rain are about to come, or the calm before the storm. Today it's so peaceful. Hey, after playing games all day, go out and let the wind go. Su Zaicheng stayed at home until 8 o'clock in the evening, and finally couldn't sit still. Go to the street to have a look. I have lived in Queens for so long and I haven't had a good look at the night view of Queens. I heard that there is a light show in Moore Road today. Su Zaicheng intends to join in the fun. In the evening of the United States, there are not many people, except when there are some parties or some activities, people will come out. Usually in the street at night, it is different from the feasting in China, the city that never sleeps. The United States basically saw something. Except for drunks and bums. Su Zaicheng didn't use teleportation or flight to go. Did he take a walk after dinner? He definitely came here leisurely. It was 8 o'clock in the evening in the United States, and it was completely dark. The sky was dark, and there were not many stars, only the moon seemed to be brighter than before. It's really a dark night with moon and stars, god of murder and arson. I don't know if it was because of Su Zaicheng's words, or if Su Zaicheng's crow's mouth appeared again. Harsh screams pierced the night from the center of Moore Avenue in front. Seeing the flickering lights among tall buildings in the distance, Su Zaicheng knew that something had happened again. This kind of flickering lights is not the kind of atmosphere on the stage, it should be caused by the unstable voltage. It's just, what can make the voltage of several tall buildings near Moore Avenue unstable? As a professional user of watching good shows, Su Zaicheng definitely cannot miss this opportunity. The hunter suit was put on in an instant, and when Su Zaicheng's body merged with the night, a gust of wind blew, and Su Zaicheng had already come to the center of the shouting. This is the center of Moore Avenue, a fork in the road. But the road piles of the traffic lights seem to have been uprooted and are still standing aside. At the same time, the city cables beneath the traffic lights are revealed. There was a figure standing there, wearing a hooded sweater, with a hood, The face could not be seen clearly, but the faint blue light from under the hood showed that this person was by no means simple. Hey, isn't that little Spider-Man guy going to bring MJ to the light show? If this happens, what about others? Su Zaichang hid in the nearby shadows and questioned. Little Spider-Man didn't come. The police had rushed to the scene immediately, dispersed the crowd, and surrounded the saboteur at the same time. It just didn't seem to have any effect. The crowd was always too curious. Instead of leaving, they surrounded them. And the man who was surrounded didn't seem to be very scared. The next moment, he moved. Slowly raising the palm, it turned out to be also Lang Yuyu's hand. In the dark night amidst terrifying colors, Su Zaichang saw it clearly. It was the light produced by the surge of electric arc. If you look closely, the veins under the arms are also electric current. Could it be that this person is voltage? It's just, Electric King. Shouldn't the Electro Man be an enemy that appeared after Peter graduated and worked in a newspaper? Why did he appear now? Could it be that the Marvel world has really changed because of the arrival of Su Zaichang? Crackling, all the electronic equipment nearby. The lights flickered on and off, and the atmosphere was extremely tense. Suddenly, the fragments on the police car exploded one by one. Even a car was sent flying into the sky by the terrifying electric current. Unexpectedly, this hand is so cool. Is it scary from the air? Haha. Listen up front. You're surrounded. Hurry up and put down the weapon in your hand. Put your head in your hands. Stop making unnecessary resistance. A policeman yelled at the charging king. Su Zaichang burst out laughing, and resisted needlessly, which is too funny. It's not sure who kills who. Are all your police officers invited by monkeys to be funny? Sure enough, as soon as the policeman finished speaking, Dian Wang suddenly threw out a long blue whip with flashing arcs from his arm, and whipped it fiercely. The policeman didn't have the ability to dodge at all. His obese body was instantly sent flying. He was still twitching in midair, his eyes were foaming at the mouth, and he just passed out. Max, stop. What's wrong with you? How could this happen? The little Spider-Man who appeared suddenly ran up to catch the flying policeman and shouted at the same time. It's just, how did little Spider-Man know that the real name of the Electric Master is Max? In fact, this is not surprising at all. At least Su Zaichang knew why. Electric King, also known as Max, was just an ordinary electrical engineer before the mutation. Because of being oppressed by his boss, he was forced to work overtime when others were on vacation, and because he accidentally fell into the water tank containing the electric eel when he was repairing the power grid. Ability. The physically mutated Max Vitellon must not be able to work as a normal person because his whole body is charged. In an era of the United States where the hatred of aliens is the enemy, Max has been alienated by others. Moreover, when Max was bullied, the object of his worship, little Spider-Man, the savior in his heart, did not appear, which made Max, who was not kind by nature, furious. Now that he was regarded as a monster, he decided to simply become a real monster. You are here. Today I will let you see with your own eyes how the things you protect are broken. Under the hood was a calm and extremely hoarse voice, and there seemed to be electric arcs beating non-stop while speaking. It looks amazing. Max, listen to me. If there is anything we can talk about, it doesn't have to be like this. You have superpowers. Why don't we protect this city together? Max, I know you are a good person, and you don't want to be like this. Right, be obedient, I won't hurt you. Looking at the silent King Den, little Spider-Man slowly approached Den King step by step, as if he really wanted to reach an agreement with Den King. I didn't expect little Spider-Man to have such a hand, negotiator expert. Su Zaichang stared at little Spider-Man. He didn't expect that little Spider-Man, who is usually talkative, could say something, but Su Zaichang couldn't understand what kind of character Electron is, and the reality is often like this unsatisfactory. It is so cruel. Trying to convince the king of electricity by rhetoric, Su Zaichang can only say that imagination is beautiful, reality is cruel, and the result is impossible. The next moment, Su Zaichang turned his head and looked at another place. Pong. A crisp gunshot broke little Spider-Man's persuasive temptation. Unexpectedly, the fat policeman who was knocked out by the king of electricity just now woke up and shot without any hesitation, directly hitting the king of electricity. Anyway, he was caught off guard. Dian Wang was completely unprepared, and was hit by a bullet. Suddenly, Electric King rage. The arc flows, and the bullet exits the body automatically. In the next second, Dian Wang's body was shot out, straight into little Spider-Man's head. At the moment the gun went off, little Spider-Man had realized something was wrong. Defense and retreat were already prepared. After all, Electro is a fan of little Spider-Man. Little Spider-Man didn't dare confront him. After several rounds, Little Spider-Man suffered a lot. Little Spider-Man is also suffering. Fans or not, this is the time, who cares about that? It's not that we don't dare to fight, it's just that he can't do it. Max is like a quill, he has nowhere to do it. Every time he catches his tricks, he will be shocked by the electric shock. I dare not answer it, and I can't hide it. I can only keep dodging around him, picking up a guy from time to time, and attacking, but this can't cause any damage at all. It's not okay to drag it on like this. Little Spider-Man seems to have realized the seriousness of the matter, but there is still no way. At the same time, the King of Electricity seems to be a little bit powerless. Although his body has a voltage of tens of millions of volts, the only shortcoming is that he can't supply his own energy source constantly and can only rely on external sources. At the same time, the stronger the electricity, the stronger the King of Electricity. The stronger he is, the explosive growth of his body can occur with the absorbed electric energy. He also seemed to know that procrastination would be of no benefit to anyone. After a certain attack, Den-O suddenly stopped. Spider-Man, I admit that you are very powerful, and I used to admire you very much, but whenever I need you, you are always not there. This kind of worship, don't worry. At the end, King Dian yelled out with all his strength, and it seemed that he was about to amplify his moves after the sensational speech. I saw him squatting down slowly, with both palms close to the ground. At a certain moment, his body erupted with a strong blue light. This is to use all the energy in the body to deliver a blow. As the blue light suddenly appeared, the ground began to crack inch by inch, and an astonishing electric current was hidden in each crack. If he was hit by an electric current of this intensity, Su Zaicheng, who was watching the show from a distance, even doubted that the current Little Spider-Man would not be able to bear it. The electric current with thick arms is like bloodthirsty pythons, centered on King Electric, spreading crazily around. The marbles along the route were all broken one by one, and even the cars parked on the route were ejected. Oh shit, damn it, okay, it's really powerful. Little Spider-Man jumped up quickly, trying to avoid the blow. Spider-Man, look behind you, if you dare too much, they will die, ahaha. This is your weakness. You really know meow. Helpless, Little Spider-Man could only stand on the roof of a car, thinking about the calendar rapidly. Mr. Hunter, are you there, Mr. Hunter? I know you must be watching somewhere. Help me figure out a way. If you don't make a move, something big will happen, Mr. Hunter. Little Spider-Man's mind was thinking fast, turning faster, and finally the figure of the bounty hunter popped up in his mind. In desperation, Little Spider-Man could only ask for help, and pray that Mr. Hunter is watching him. This is your business, I won't interfere, just figure it out. Sure enough, Mr. Hunter heard it, but this sentence extinguished his hope in an instant. Mr. Hunter, you will kill someone if you don't make a move. I can't beat him. Kill someone. What do I care? Su Zaicheng directly vetoed it. I helped you so many times a few days ago, it has already violated my principles, and now I still want to rely on me, dreaming. Mr. Hunter, Mr. Hunter. Next, no matter how Little Spider-Man yelled, Su Zaicheng didn't agree. This can make Little Spider-Man anxious. Just when the electric current was about to rush in front of Little Spider-Man, suddenly, the broken fire hydrant on the side of the road caught his attention. Dian Wang, who was about to succeed and smiled, seemed to have noticed something unusual, and his face suddenly became ugly. That's right. Listen well in class so you can fight monsters well. Water can conduct electricity and also short-circuit it. Since Max exists with electricity, it is a capacitor, so it has to be afraid of water. Thinking of this, Little Spider-Man not only smiled smugly. With a flick of his wrist, he quickly jumped over and pulled up the surging water outlet pipe, barking wildly at King Dian. High-achieving students are different, their brains are easy to use. Su Zaicheng shook his head with a wry smile. I really can't envy the brain. While watching Dian Wang, I was exposed to water, and my whole body really twitched, like an electric leak. After a while, the entire intersection was covered with water stains, and there were electric arcs jumping all over the ground. Looking at Max, who was sitting on the ground and kept receding, Little Spider-Man couldn't help feeling pity. However, somehow, spider telepathy jerked into action, seemingly in danger. In watching TV King, he had used all his electricity and was supposed to be lying on the ground collapsed, but at this moment, he stood up alive and well, and, from the intensity of spider telepathy, this guy seems to be stronger. Looking at the place where he was standing, Little Spider-Man understood that just now he pretended to retreat on the ground, but he was actually looking for cables to absorb electric energy. No wonder the surrounding electric lights were much dimmed. Okay. Let's draw the bottom of the pot and hide it from the sky. I'll take you with a water gun. Little Spider-Man raised the water hose that was still spraying water in his hand, and continued to spit water at the Electric King. However, this time, the picture that little Spider-Man imagined did not appear. At the moment little Spider-Man sprayed water on him, Electron turned into lightning and stabbed directly in front of little Spider-Man. The punch full of energy smashed out fiercely. Little Spider-Man couldn't react at all. The speed was too fast. Even the time for the body's conditioned reflex to dodge under spider telepathy was too late. Cough. A bright red seeped through little Spider-Man's hood. This blow directly caused little Spider-Man to vomit blood. The King of Lightning didn't let it go, and then kicked the little Spider-Man cruelly in the abdomen with a thunderous kick. Little Spider-Man's body instantly flew backwards like a kite with a broken string. From far away, Su Zaichang could hear the sound of ribs breaking. "Mr. Hunter, I'm dying, help, help." Little Spider-Man finished the sentence with the last of his strength, fell to the ground hard, and passed out. On the other hand, Dian Wang seems to be preparing for the final blow, and he really will take advantage of your illness to kill you. This famous saying will be carried out to the end. These two blows seemed extremely ferocious, but in fact they also exhausted almost 80% of Electric King's energy. After all, just at that moment, how much electricity can he absorb? The raised lightning fist, exuding a faint blue light, aimed at the little Spider-Man's head, and would turn into a deadly death god in the next second. Suddenly, a hasty voice descended from the sky. It turned out to be a missile. With a long exhaust, it rushed straight to the body of King Electric. The King of Electricity, who reacted suddenly, quickly waved out a grid to try to block the missile. However, it was just to block it, and when you look closely, this missile is actually painted in red and yellow colors. The missile exploded mercilessly. Fortunately, the power of the missile was weakened by a small half, and did not affect the body of the little Spider-Man next to it when the King of Electricity blocked it. Song Shi blasted King Dian away. Who, come out. Rumble, buzz buzz buzz. At some point in the sky, a stealth fighter jet stopped. Isn't the logo with the black eagle printed on it the shield looking carefully, in front of the plane? If not Iron Man, who else could Tony be? The fighter plane stopped in midair, the tail door jack was opened, and Captain America descended from the sky with the shield on his back. There is no need for a parachute at all. Come and land steadily. Pick up little spider lying on the ground man first time, leave the battlefield. Su Zaichang Hawkeye looked to the tail of the plane, Black Braised Egg, Natasha Romanoff, except the Green Titan banner. They all came. Is this the Avengers reunion? Su Zaichang has been in a state of shock since little Spider-Man was beaten up and S.H.I.E.L.D. came. What's the situation with Nima? Just for a little Electric King, how about dispatching all the strength of the Avengers? Su Zaichang was dumbfounded. Is it really because of me? Is it because of the appearance of King Den? The Marvel world is in chaos? No matter how good an Electric King is, he can't make too many waves. It's definitely not what he imagined. It seems that little Spider-Man is worthy of being the group favorite in Avengers. Su Zaichang could only comfort himself with this reason. At the same time, what Su Zaichang thinks is similar to the King of Electricity. What the hell are these characters? Not all of them came for me. His grandma. I am not an alien. As for how many people are here. Seeing that the situation was not going well, King Dian turned around and fled without any hesitation. On the other hand, the S.H.I.E.L.D. Avengers don't seem to be ready to pursue the idea. It seems that he knows that King Dian is a tough nut to crack, and his strength is strong, so he actually let King Dian run away in a hurry. These idiots, don't they really just want to save little Spider-Man? If you let the tiger go back to the mountain like this, you will suffer a lot. Suddenly, Su Zaichang had an immature idea that sprouted, and it became more and more immature. The people from S.H.I.E.L.D. seem to be the same as what Su Zaichang guessed, thinking that Electron King is just a small character, and little Spider-Man is just young and inexperienced in combat. As long as a random superhero is sent here, it will be easy to catch. A group of people just surrounded little Spider-Man to check it out. Long time no see, Black Braised Egg. Oh, Mr. Hunter. We met the other day. When I saw Su Zaichang appearing beside me from nowhere, I was startled. However, when I heard this hateful voice, I was suddenly unhappy. The black face is even blacker and blacker. The whole face drooped. It's a coincidence that I cheated 6 billion just now. And the last 1 billion is really wronged. Just give me a picture, and the person has already run away with my baby, woo. If it weren't for not being able to figure out your details, you would have. Well, no, he seems to be able to read my mind. Wrong. Su Zaicheng definitely knew what was going on in his mind, but because he was being circled by another evil little angel, he automatically ignored the black belly of the black braised egg. I have a cooperation. I don't know if you would like to listen to it. It's just. Mr. Hunter, I don't think I said I would either. Black braised Dan thought this in his heart, but his face showed a look of all ears. It's really cheap, old fox, old fox. This is the kind of person you're talking about. Su Zaicheng froze for a moment, then I'll pretend to be confused and pretend that you acquiesced. Why don't you hire me? I'll help that guy get back. Su Zaicheng gestured towards the direction in which King Dian was escaping. Mr. Hunter, don't worry too much, that guy is already in his pocket, and it's hard to fly. Oh, how should I say it? Just now, Tony's bomb was equipped with shield top tracking technology. Do you think he can't escape? Even if you don't arrest him now, in Washa's words, you can escape the monk, but you can't escape the temple, the turtle in the urn. After speaking, a smug smile appeared on Nick Fury's face, as if it was the first time he had been deflated by the bounty hunter since he had fought against the bounty hunter so many times. Yes, are you sure? Definitely, he will never be able to find this kind of tracking bomb, and, connected to the shield-independent satellite, no matter where he hides, he can find it. Combined with vibranium material, fire resistance, water resistance, electricity resistance. How about? Nick Fury seems to feel that this is absolutely stable. The super soldiers have all been pushed to the opposite high ground. This is not a sure-win situation, just wave casually. You must have never seen so many high-tech materials, and you haven't heard of them, hee. This time, he must not want to be smart. Let you cheat me every time. Let you cheat me every time. Hee. I forgot. I got carried away, I'm sorry. Black braised egg complained in his heart and apologized again. I was afraid that Su Zaicheng would hear it, but also afraid that he would blame him. Well, we'll see. I hope you don't shoot yourself in the foot. Su Zaicheng also felt amused. Who the hell is this? I scolded others in my heart and apologized to them. It's so funny. Su Zaicheng left these words, turned around and disappeared in place. I didn't expect what I said to be effective. I don't think this is a crow's mouth. Or I have the physique of Conan, wherever I go, out of the group. Lying on the bed, Su Zaicheng began to think wildly. Of course, Su Zaicheng believed what the black stewed egg said. It's just that they underestimate TV King. His intuition, and his perception of danger, told him that this matter was definitely not as simple as Black Braised Egg imagined. Since you don't want to hire me, let's wait and see who can endure till the end. Awakening is already the 8th day of the system upgrade. In the early morning, while brushing his teeth, Su Zaicheng turned on the TV as usual to see if anything happened last night. Let's see if Black Braised Egg catches King Dian. But things were counterproductive. At noon, there was no special information on the TV news. It made Su Zaicheng a little disappointed. At noon, Su Zaicheng went to the racecourse again to have a meal of roasted horse meat. A few people, each with a bottle of Remy Martin, blowing on the bottle, each with a horse's leg, the feeling, let alone how happy it is. Don't blame Zaicheng for his thick skin, just blame the horse meat for being too charming. The horse ran a few laps in the racecourse, which can be regarded as paying in disguise. Back to the villa sweating profusely, ready to take a beautiful hot bath. The TV is still on, but I forgot to turn it off when I went out. Just when Su Zaicheng was getting ready for the bathroom to go to the bathroom, the picture on the TV immediately attracted him. It turned out that after for buying underwear, it turned out to be a rebroadcast of the news. Generally speaking, news on TV is broadcast live. Unlike variety shows that are broadcast repeatedly for viewers to watch, there is no such thing as a rebroadcast of news programs. So what kind of news is it that makes the TV station broadcast it repeatedly? Because Su Zaicheng didn't pay attention to it when it first started broadcasting, so what I see now is only from the middle. In the picture, it should be a building with an ambulance parked at the gate. The whole building has been surrounded by layers of police, and even this area has been cordoned off and put on alert. Hi everyone, I'm Pete the reporter. What you see now is the Citicorp building. Just last night, there was such a murder in Queens, and the police didn't find the victim's body until noon. The scene of the crime was in chaos, as if after a big battle, the police found a cane-shaped dagger at the scene. I once made a bold statement. The underworld can now be carried out like a business. The leader and the board of directors will be Jinbing. But today, it seems that it was brutally murdered. Please follow up with our frontline personnel for specific reports. Su Zaicheng never expected that it would be a report about Jinbing. It seems that Daredevil has already laid a poisonous hand on Jinbing, and Jin Bin, who was supposed to be taken care of by little Spider-Man, was actually killed by Daredevil. Su Zicheng thought that Diane Wang should release the news first, but he never expected that Jin Bing would leave first. In fact, Su Zicheng still expressed his opposition to Jin Bing's death. King's death marked the end of an underworld empire. There has never been a lack of ability in this world, only a lack of leaders. And Kim is a good leader. Not that he is great, behind every great person is blood and dirty stuff. Definitely, as a bounty hunter, now look at it from this angle. First, Jin Bing died, so Su Zicheng lost a big benefactor. Second, I'm afraid the people in the underworld will have to weigh how much they want to hire him. After all, Jin Bing died a few days after he hired him. The gangsters would only think about this matter, and would not bring it up. Although, Jin Bin's death was his own fault. Jin isn't dead, and his grandma's is also cut off from my source of income. The underworld empire that spread all over the world just ended like this? How much money do you have to miss? Thinking of this, Su Zicheng not only expressed condolences to the 18 generations of the ancestor of Daredevil. You don't catch a good orc, you don't care about robbing a bank, you're so King salty and don't worry about it, isn't it just dead father, who the hell isn't it? Daredevil was killed by Kim Bin because his father, a boxer, refused to listen to Kim Bin's boss fight. After watching the news, just as Su Zicheng was about to turn off the TV and prepare to take a shower, another more explosive news began to unfold. F*K. Shit. Su Zicheng's eyes instantly fixed on the TV. This news is so exciting, you really have it. On the TV screen, there were deafening explosions and crackling electric arcs, which should be the largest power station in the United States. To be precise, it should be the Palo Verde nuclear power station in Arizona, the nuclear power station. The explosion of the nuclear power plant, isn't this F*King information explosive enough? It's exactly the scene of the blockbuster movie in the United States, It's Still Alive broadcast. The raging flames shot straight into the sky, and even the sky was burned red. The flames were also mixed with flickering electric arcs. Those electric arcs jumped up half a floor of the Stark Industrial Building. The silver-white arcs can no longer be described by the thickness of an arm. That is a completely uncontrolled flood dragon. If a cow is thrown into it at this time, it may become an electric-grilled whole cow in an instant. It is estimated that there will not be a living person inside. Wait, it seems that there is really a person. Sensitive neurons made it easy for Su Zicheng to identify who it was. King of Electricity. No wonder this guy didn't see any news about him all night and all morning. I didn't expect this guy to run so far. Not to mention that he actually absorbed the electricity of an entire nuclear power plant. In the firelight, the blue light is particularly eye-catching. It can be described as dazzling and unable to look directly at it. The clothes of the King of Electricity have long since ceased to exist. Under such a high temperature and an electric current of hundreds of billions of trillions, what kind of clothes can withstand it? The current strength of King Dian should be comparable to Thor's 7 or 8 tenths when he was obese. Who is Thor, the son of Thor Odin, who can be compared to him? How strong it is. At least not one of the current Avengers on Earth is likely to be picked. Black corned egg. What does it mean to shoot yourself in the foot with a rock? What does it mean to be clever but be mistaken by cleverness? Hee, you will have to spend a lot of money this time. Seeing the news about Diane Wang, Su Zicheng was also relieved. Holding a bunch of bathing supplies and a little plastic duckling, he jumped into the bathroom. As for King Dian, no matter what happens to him, even if the world is destroyed and no one hires him, Su Zicheng will not interfere. Besides, Su Zicheng really didn't pay attention to a little King of Electricity who became rich through mutation. Not to mention that he absorbed a nuclear power plant. Even if he was a nuclear power plant, Su Zicheng could still easily destroy him. Not to mention that it is equivalent to 7 or 8 out of 10 of Thor's obesity period. Even against Thor after adding Awakening in his heyday, as long as he does not take Stormbreaker, Su Zicheng will still get down. Come to one dry party, come to 2 hosts to party 10 joys. Definitely as long as the price is in place. Hey, it's better to leave such a big trouble to the black stewed egg to test the water first. When his eyes darken and he realizes that he is wrong, he will be more comfortable when he honestly begs Su Zicheng again. Anyway, the black stewed egg is a guy who will not die until he reaches the Yellow River, and will not turn back until he hits the south wall. Don't let him suffer. Does he really think he has everything under control? Su Zicheng would not think about the next trouble anyway. Let the sound of missile explosions from the TV outside, and so on. Now, Su Zicheng is lying in the bathtub freely playing with the little yellow duck on the foam, completely ignoring it and filtering it directly. Things are exactly as Su Zicheng imagined. After taking a shower, the news about Dian Wang was still playing on the TV. It seems that this is using a satellite to broadcast globally. From this we can also know how much the United States attaches great importance to the explosion of the nuclear power plant, and the non-stop follow-up report on the TV, and the people of the United States are watching this disaster happen. You can also know, SHIELD, how much pressure the black marinated egg has. The current picture is that the King of Electricity is fighting against the Avengers. The Iron Man Tony, who rushed to the stage first, because the upgraded version of the Mark 28 armor, flight ability has also been greatly improved, so Tony was the first to rush to the scene. Okay, the battle is on, and it's time for Iron Man to beat him up. Well, what's going on? Iron Man took a punch, and the armor seems to be failing. Oh, thank goodness Tony still has a spare suit. Wow, look, Tony seems to have been hit again. Oh, luckily, the blow wasn't fatal. Oh my god, the famous, all-conquering Iron Man is at a loss. What the hell is this monster covered in electricity? Oh shit, oops. Oops. That's right, that's it, uppercut, missile launch. Hey, without exaggeration, the speed is too slow. Nice, good shot. Su Zicheng was so bored that while watching the match between the two sides on TV, he imitated the referee on the court to explain to both sides. Su Zicheng was holding popcorn in one hand, waving back and forth with the other hand, and there was Fat House Happy Water next to him. He was really well prepared. This is the rhythm of a ball game. Just when Su Zicheng was looking excited, he saw that the King of Electricity manipulated a high-voltage wire and threw it on Iron Man's body, directly knocking him down several hundred meters. This time, it is estimated that the internal components of the battle armor will fail. After waiting for a while, Tony did not fly again, and Iron Man lost. During the battle between Tony and King Den, SHIELD also came, but because the battle between the two of them was too fierce, they couldn't intervene at all. At this time, the King of Electricity seems to have also discovered the SHIELD fighter plane parked in the air. The high voltage line in his hand swung out again, carrying an electric current of hundreds of millions of volts, flashed a bright light like a laser cannon, and shot straight at the fighter. Oh, look who's coming, it's Captain America. Oh my god, Captain America raised the shield. Could it be, is he going to use the shield to resist the electric current laser cannon of King Electric? He must not be crazy. Whether Captain America can take this blow, everyone will wait and see. Oh shit, hit, look, hit well. Did Captain America resist it? It's so dazzling. Is Captain America about to take off? Oh no, Captain America is gone. Another superhero. Su Zicheng's emotions rose again, and he continued to explain. However, before Captain America lasted 10 seconds, an electric current laser cannon was blown away. For some reason, the villain always likes to lose his temper at Captain America's shield, hitting the shield without hitting the head or feet. This it's Dora hate. Although Captain America's shield is made entirely of vibranium, it cannot withstand such a large electric current. Although it cannot be broken, vibranium is also a metal, and it conducts electricity. Captain America was caught off guard. If he hadn't quickly lost the shield at that moment, he would have almost followed in the footsteps of little Spider-Man. This time, SHIELD was dumbfounded. So far, only Captain America, Iron Man, can be used by SHIELD. You can't let a mortal like Natasha Romanoff deal with Electro King. You can't get in at all. Thor is far away in Asgard again. Is the only hope now pinned on the bounty hunters? Nick Fury, starved to death today, jumped out of a plane, and I would never ask him. Looking at the successively defeated superheroes from the tail of the fighter, he said angrily. Now Nick Fury takes all the grievances out on Electro. It's really time for your mother to show up. You just showed up on purpose to slap me in the face. Last night, I just let go of my cruel words, and I just pretended to say, give me this one today. Su Zicheng, who is far away in his villa in Queens, can guess what Hey Dandan is thinking when watching TV. Think about how wonderful his dark face is. As soon as he imagined it, Su Zicheng couldn't help laughing. I hope you can be so spineless when you come to beg me. After turning off the TV, Su Zicheng was lying on the bed. Although it was noon, Su Zicheng was going to sleep now, to recharge his energy, and he was so mad at this idiot, he could have caught him at a low price. You have to pretend and slap your face. Nick Fury. Got it. How are you doing? It's okay. It's much better than that, boss. It's just that J.A.R.V.I.S. is out of order, and some electrical parts were defeated by the electric current. It's fine. I'm afraid I can't continue to fight. I have to repair the armor. Well, everyone, all retreat. At the order of Nick Fury, everyone began to return to the headquarters. It seems that the King of Electron cannot be accepted today. And Diane Wong didn't seem to intend to continue to make up the knife, and let the people of S.H.I.E.L.D. go back the same way. It may be because the battle just now was too power-hungry, and his energy is insufficient. It was already 7 o'clock in the afternoon when Su Zaicheng woke up. Originally, Su Zaicheng wanted to order takeaway, but he just slept all afternoon. He was too tired, so he decided to go for a walk. Because it is a villa area, in this area, various entertainment venues, daily life supermarkets and so on are standard, and they are top-notch, so you don't need to go too far to buy almost all the United States' things. There happened to be a fast food restaurant downstairs. Su Zaicheng ate a taco and ordered 2 Big Mac burgers to barely fill his stomach. Maybe it was because he became a bounty hunter, or maybe he was infected by Jiali. Su Zaicheng's appetite has also increased. There is a new bar near the fast food restaurant. Su Zaicheng walked to the door and thought about going in for a drink or two. It's boring to go back anyway. Have an upgraded Bloody Mary. Su Zaicheng sat down at the bar, ordered a glass, and tasted it first. In fact, Su Zaicheng doesn't know much about wine. Remy Martin, Brandy, XO, Louis Xi, and Lafite are all big brands anyway. These are what rich people like Tony can enjoy, and Su Zaicheng didn't go through the two worlds. For those who have been to the bar, they have heard of Bloody Mary, Royal Salute. As an upstart, Su Zaicheng's money has been poured into the hunter system. Su Zaicheng really doesn't care about these illusory things. He picked up a name casually, just not to embarrass himself. This is the first time to make a fool of himself. There are also card seats, scattered seats. Su Zaicheng doesn't want to embarrass himself. As we all know, the bar counters of the United States bars all have large display screens, either displaying some obscene videos of naked girls dancing, or the football games that the United States big men love to watch. However, there is news on the display today. In the news, another nuclear power plant was attacked. The same method also lost all power. Moreover, several nearby cities have all lost power. Not only that, but the man who caused all these disasters actually started to attack on his own initiative. At least 3 towns have been attacked by the King of Electricity. According to reliable statistics, almost all the farms in those 3 towns have been brutally covered by a sea of electricity. Now this man has attracted the great attention of the United States government and listed it as the most dangerous warning at present. People throughout the United States are also in panic. It is said that the residents of a dozen cities near the nuclear power plant have begun to relocate in large numbers. This guy doesn't want to destroy the world, does he? Su Zaicheng complained, picked up the glass in front of him and drank it down. Leaving behind a stack of rice knives, he turned around and left. I thought how interesting a bar could be. So many people in the United States, including Washaw, like to drill in. Su Zaicheng believes that there is really no other meaning except noise and chaos. The most unbearable thing was that the glass of Bloody Mary was so unpalatable, with a spicy taste. Could it be his grandma's wine, for people to drink? It's better to go home and play games if you were in a mess. When I got home, Su Zaicheng took a few doses of Wang Wang pesticide, but in the end it was really boring, so I'd better lie on the bed and sleep. After sleeping all afternoon, how could Su Zaicheng fall asleep? He tossed and turned and began to think about it. I don't know what's going on with Golly. I really miss this little girl. Hey. There's a level universe beater, Su Zaicheng definitely thought. What can Uncle Galactus do to solve their hunger problem? This question is still too esoteric for Su Zaicheng. They are gods of creation, and their methods are unimaginable with the current Su Zaicheng. The weekend is over like this. It's too boring. I won't go to school tomorrow. Anyway, the new teacher should be here soon. Su Zaicheng is boring. Some people don't think so. In S.H.I.E.L.D., right in front of Black Braised Egg's office, several AR avatars are seriously discussing something with Black Braised Egg. Today is the 8th day, and tomorrow is the 9th day. It's hard to live without a system. The days when the 20 billion cannot be spent are indeed difficult. Looking at the green attribute panel in front of him, Su Zaicheng still vaguely remembers the days when he struggled for 50 yuan. Thinking about it, Su Zaicheng fell asleep again before he knew it. Early the next morning, while Su Zaicheng was still washing and brushing his teeth, he heard a knock on the door. Close your eyes, release your mental energy, and at the same time brush your teeth with the toothbrush in your hand without stopping. Come on. Hey, you're still here. Just wait. Seeing who it was, Su Zaicheng smiled and continued brushing his teeth. Wash your face, warm your bread, and boil your milk. Su Zaicheng just pretended not to hear. After eating and drinking, Su Zaichang put on the hunter suit and came to the door. Mr. Hunter is really elegant, deliberately made me wait so long. An old fox like Black Braised Egg definitely knows why he has waited so long, but he has to let go of his figure and identity. That's right, it was on purpose. Su Zaichang didn't evade, just telling you directly, just telling you to wait. Shield, director, isn't it a big air, to sharpen your spirit? Come to me, Su Zaichang. If you are a dragon, you have to coil up. If it is a tiger, you have to lie down. It is so domineering. Mr. Hunter, won't you invite me in? Nick Fury doesn't care why Su Zaichang also wears a uniform at home. Is he afraid that he will spy on him? Su Zaichang definitely won't tell him that as a bounty hunter, wearing a uniform is another person, and also to cover up his own micro-expressions. Tell me, what do you want me to do? The black stewed egg sat on the sofa, and Su Zaichang got straight to the point. In fact, Su Zaichang didn't want him to come in just now. After all, it was his own private villa, which still had privacy. But thinking that there might be a big deal to be negotiated for a while, Su Zaichang still let the black marinated eggs come in. But if I pour you some tea? I think, Mr. Hunter should already know the purpose of my visit? That depends on the price you ask. Nor deny it. 2 billion, how about? See a visitor out. Mr. Hunter, if you think about it again, 20 billion can deal with one person, which is much easier to deal with than the Chitauri and Loki last time. Is that what you have in mind? Su Zaichang asked back. Mr. Hunter has the ability to read minds, and every time he beats me around. How funny. Ha ha ha. It's quite humorous, and so are you. There is something in Su Zaichang's words. I don't know who is that old fox. I don't know who is beating around the bush, and I don't know who is greedy for petty gains. Since Su Zaichang knew it a long time ago, I will hire you according to the price in my heart. This time, I will not stop the king of electricity, but arrest you, and kill you on the spot if necessary. Black Braised Eggs learned smart this time, and released the task simple and clear. One step in place. I don't want to be vague before. Let Su Zaichang earn more money for nothing, definitely. There is also the reason why Su Zaichang deliberately guided before. Did I say yes? Okay. The black stewed egg is in a daze. The price is in place. How can it be like this? What kind of medicine is sold in the gourd this time? Su Zaichang chuckled inwardly. What kind of medicine can he sell? Cheating your medicine, nothing else. Just want to make more money and think of your expression that you have eaten a mouthful of shit but dare not vomit. Mr. Hunter really knows how to joke. 60 billion. This is not a small sum. It's up to me to decide. 65 billion. After all, Nick Fury has been around for so long, and he immediately understood what Su Zaichang meant. 78 billion, Mr. Hunter, on behalf of the entire United States, please. It's a matter of urgency. Originally, Su Zaichang wanted the black marinated egg to reach 100 billion before accepting the task. Anyway, as he said, the decision is up to him. If he doesn't make a move, the United States will have no peace for a day, and they will have tens of billions and tens of billions. Loss. I, a bounty hunter, live for money. We are not a savior, not a living bodhisattva, so I don't care about you so much. I have a heart of stone. However, when the black stewed egg said please, Su Zaichang still planned to take over. The pressure should not be too tight. Everyone begged you. The proof has reached the limit, and it represents the whole of the United States. In order to return if there is a chance to cooperate next time, Su Zaichang will accept it for the time being. You can't lose the little sesame in front of you and the big watermelon in the future for the sake of immediate benefits. Although Su Zaichang has principles and only cares about money, he also understands that everything must be done with a degree. Anyway, I've been bored these days. I've had enough rest. Moreover, there are no tasks recently, and there is no movement in the underworld, so it is better to vote for him. Count it up, the last 6 billion will be credited to my account in 3 days. Thinking of the 84 billion that will be credited in 3 days, Su Zaichang is not only a little excited, but also the 20 billion in balance. This time it will break the record again. 100 billion. I dare not imagine. I really dare not imagine. Then Mr. Hunter, please act as soon as possible. I will go first. After Nick Fury finished speaking, he strode away with a blank expression. I'm afraid that I can't help but lose my temper in the next second. If his grandma had listened to him the night before yesterday, things that could be done with a few billions would have to cost 7 or 8 billion to feel better. I'm really a bitch. I still invite him in the end. Is it true that this world really can't escape the law of true fragrance? Su Zaichang behind the black stewed egg saw that the black stewed egg thought so, and he couldn't help being overjoyed. With your stubborn temper, I won't cheat you. You were born to be taken advantage of. Now I'm afraid that this task will not be included in the system in the upgrade. Then I will cry to death and have no one to accompany me. Su Zicheng shook his head and quickly put this unlucky thought behind him. Find the location of Electric King and eliminate him to complete the task. As for the arrest, Su Zicheng didn't think about it at all. The price is the same anyway, so why bother? Currently, there are two ways to find Dian Wang. One is to watch TV news, but there are always errors in this way. Dian Wang is always on the move, and following the news does not allow him to know his latest location in time. You have to track the paper cranes. Sometimes there are 10,000 paper cranes, which are really practical. But the disadvantages are also obvious: slow speed, low efficiency. Su Zicheng took out a tracking paper crane from the hunter's space, and went in with his mental power, and he didn't talk too much, directly looking for the specific location of King Dian. Su Zicheng's eyes followed the flight of the paper crane all the way, passing through the villa area, passing through the Queen's district, and passing by the Hongqi building in Jinbin. Seeing the Hongqi building, Su Zicheng thought of not only one person. Deadpool, little bitch, I don't know what's going on with him. If he is gold and locked in a safe, can he still have a full body? Won't he be deformed? Su Zicheng suddenly thought of it. The paper cranes passed through New York State and New Jersey, which is close to New York, and finally found the shadow of Electric King in Canada at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And he was discovered as soon as he arrived in Canada, because the blue light was too strong. After losing contact, Su Zicheng hurried to Canada. It is now from morning to afternoon, and it will be dark by the time Su Zicheng arrives. Hey, this is the disadvantage of tracking origami cranes. After the system is upgraded, we must find a way. Su Zicheng used teleportation to maximize the distance, and rushed towards Canada frantically, fearing that if he arrived, he would go to another place. Su Zicheng suddenly felt a little dizzy after a dozen teleportation. It seems that my mental strength and demigod physique are still a bit difficult for a dozen times of teleportation within a range of 100 meters. I have to find a way to make up for this when I have money. This time Su Zicheng chose to run, and flight was directly screened out. Flight's fastest speed is only a little bit faster than ICBMS, and most importantly, like teleportation, it can't last for too long, so it's better to use your legs to be more practical. After calculating the gains and losses, Su Zicheng took a deep breath after the meditation technique recovered his mental strength. In the next second, there was a blast on the spot, and the person had been shot out like a full-stretched arrow. And the speed is still improving and accelerating. A young man just came out of the bar, only felt a strong air rushing in front of him, and his body involuntarily turned a few times on the spot. The next second, I looked around in a daze, and there was nothing. Su Zicheng's current speed has surpassed the speed of sound as too high. Ordinary people's naked eyes can't feel his passing. Do you think this is the limit? No, no, Su Zicheng took a breath and continued to speed up. If he didn't have the hunter suit on his body, I'm afraid his clothes would have been burned by the friction of the air. When Su Zicheng was speeding up frantically, he suddenly found a heavy truck parked right in front of him. Hey hey. Su Zicheng smiled slyly, as if he didn't intend to make a detour. The next second, Su Zicheng had already come to the front. Suddenly, something strange happened. Su Zicheng's body obviously hadn't touched the truck yet. The well-parked truck unexpectedly split into two halves from the middle as if cut by a laser knife. It should be the reason for the air in front of Su Zicheng. His speed is too fast, the air in front is compressed to the limit, and this level of mass is compressed to a point like a blade, and the sharpness can be imagined. Not to mention trucks, even Iron Man's battle armor can be cut open for him. Su Zicheng only felt that his legs were getting lighter and lighter, and his body seemed to be floating in midair. His speed has not stopped the upward trend. It's only been a few seconds, and it has already crossed the entire New York City. Supersonic, scary as hell. A convenience store near a farm, a robber wearing a hood, is about to drive away. A gust of wind blows past for no reason. On the way, Su Zicheng also found a robbery. Not only a small idea was born again. Su Zicheng, who didn't care about it at first, didn't slow down, made a drift turn and came back. While the robber's hand was still pulling the car door, Su Zicheng had already run to his side. This speed is almost faster than time, because in Su Zicheng's eyes, the robber's movements are infinitely slowed down, almost static. Su Zicheng naughtily tapped his body with his fingers, turned around and ran away again. The robber also only felt a gust of wind blowing past him, and another gust of wind blowing over him. Then suddenly, it seemed that a strong force hit his body. When he reacted, his body flew up uncontrollably, and huge amounts of pain instantly entered his brain. Definitely, Su Zicheng from at the moment didn't know how far he ran. The attack just now wasn't to fight an injustice, Su Zaichang wasn't free enough to do that. It's just that he wanted to do a little experiment. Looking at it now, the result is just as Su Zaichang imagined. When a person is advancing at super high speed, as long as he quietly exerts force on a stationary object, the force will be amplified geometrically. For example, if a high-speed train is moving at full speed, if someone dares to approach slightly on the platform, then this force will easily suck you into the track. At worst, it will mess up your body. The speed is already very fast, but Su Zaichang still has not reached the limit. Gritting his teeth hard, his speed seemed to double again. At this time, Su Zaichang seemed to find a circle of black lines around the air barrier around him. And the black line is getting bigger and bigger. It seems to be a sign that the space is torn apart. Su Zaichang didn't dare to vent his anger, and wanted to put in more effort. Already able to see the starlight in the crack. No matter how fast, no matter how fast, no matter how fast, it seems that time has paused. With no intuition in his legs, Su Zaichang's upper body immediately relaxed. Looking at the scenes around him that were constantly receding, Su Zaichang seemed to have stepped into a wonderful space. No, he hasn't fully entered yet, and there is a mysterious barrier blocking him. Presumably, this is the speed threshold. It seems that compared with Quicksilver and the Flash, my speed is still a bit behind. Those two are masters who can easily break through barriers and span time and space, and they have already surpassed the speed threshold. Don't look at Su Zaichang, who has already touched the threshold barrier, but the difference between this barrier and me is very different. I don't know how long he ran, but in the process of running with all his strength, Su Zaichang lost the time. I am also fortunate to be wearing a hunter suit, otherwise I would never have reached this level. This is the speed achieved by relying on pure physical strength. Although there is the blessing and protection of the hunter suit, it is enough to make Su Zaichang feel relieved. Su Zaichang knew that by joining the hunter system, this was only the starting point for him to become stronger, and there was still a long way to go in the future. Canada, here we are, in 3 minutes. There is still a gap between Quicksilver's 92 seconds to circle the Earth. Su Zaichang said with some regret. Now that we're here, let's get down to business. 80 billion, I'm Su Zaichang. Su Zaichang was about to charge towards Dian Wang 10 kilometers away. In 3 minutes, Dian Wang only moved a few miles. However, in the next second, Su Zaichang realized something was wrong. My legs seemed to be a little out of control. The originally black trouser legs of the hunter's suit turned out to be dyed a lot of red at some point. Su Zaichang lifted his trouser legs and saw that the capillaries on the surface of his legs were continuously oozing blood. His grandma's, after all, is only 1/8 of the divine body, and still can't bear the tearing of space. After a pause for a few seconds, the self-healing ability kicks in. Su Zaichang took a few deep breaths and his long legs recovered as before, and they seemed to be stronger than before. It seems that the surface of the body is resistant to beatings, but the inside is still a little fragile. I have to strengthen it when I go back. Su Zaichang didn't want to become the Iron Fan Princess and let the enemy defeat him from the inside. Thinking of the phrase, sister-in-law, I'm in your belly, Su Zaichang not only shivered, it was disgusting. Who are you? King Dian was rushing to the next nuclear power plant when he suddenly found a person in front of him. Can't help but jump. Then, think that I have just absorbed a nuclear power plant, seems to have confidence. The person who wants to kill you. Su Zaichang didn't ink any ink, and did it directly. I have no enmity with you. Using people's money to eliminate disasters. After saying this, the cursed blood knife was pulled out. Holding the knife with one hand, he slashed across his chest and rushed forward to the doctor. Dian Wang didn't seem to be afraid, he clasped his palms together and clamped the cursed blood knife directly. Humph. Dian Wang underestimated the curse poison carried by the 10+ curse blood knife. When clasping his palms together, Dian Wang also noticed something was wrong. There was actually a whiff of white smoke. The arc crackled wildly. A voltage of 100 million volts can't suppress the opponent's knife. Poisonous? The king of electricity understood in an instant. Let go quickly. Whoever Su Zaichang is, it is not an exaggeration to say that he is the leader in the world of fighting techniques. He can command all fighting techniques in the world like an arm. When the cursed blood knife was clamped, he was still a little surprised that the energy absorbed by a nuclear power plant was really strong. However, before the other party could react, a punch with an inch of force had already arrived at the other party's chest. So fast. Dare to get close, it seems that you are also a funeral. Su Zaichang didn't speak, and the kun jin in his hand secretly increased a little bit of strength. Inside the brim of the hat, The corners of Su Zicheng's mouth slightly raised. Brute man, isn't it? Then how about you come and taste the fist of the reckless man? When Dian Wang let go of the hand holding the cursed blood knife, his fist had already reached in front of him. In an emergency, he could only put one arm across his chest to resist it. Boom. A dull voice came. Electric King's body unexpectedly flew backwards uncontrollably. What, you are not afraid of electricity? Originally, in the King of Electricity's imagination, the black-robed man in front of him should have been shocked. Why did I fly away while he was unscathed? In this regard, Su Zicheng could only snort coldly. I am not even afraid of the thunder and lightning released by Thor's Mjolnir. Your power is not enough to give me electrotherapy. I kill you. Electric King was angry. In the next second, a blue lightning flashed, and the ground was scorched black. In the next second, Su Zicheng suddenly appeared in front of him. Compared to speed, you are not afraid of flashing your waist. At first glance, Dian Wang, who can't fight recklessly, plans to compete with him in speed. Su Zicheng is even happier. He is almost catching up with the speed of time, playing big swords in front of me, in front of Guangong? Then play with you. Break. Puff. What, afterimage, when did Tian? Su Zicheng walked slowly. While running, he threw out another punch. You are too slow. F*K. 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 King Dian went berserk completely, waving his fists constantly to his side, already out of order. Even though he was thinking about it, he couldn't figure out how anyone in this world could be faster than electricity. However, the reality is so cruel. Su Zicheng played with Electro like a cat catching a mouse. I thought you could race with me, but it's a pity, you can die. Dead body. For a moment, Su Zicheng stopped in place. Haha, I got you. However, Su Zicheng ignored him at all, and actually made a phone call in front of him. Hey, the mission is complete, do you want the head or? Okay. After making the phone call, Su Zicheng took a few photos of Dian Wang and sent them to He Dandan, who disappeared immediately. Dian Wang said a few words about me in succession. Only then did he feel that something was wrong with him. Looking down, I didn't know when an arrow was stuck in my stomach. And centered on the arrow. A circle of black is spreading rapidly, and most of the stomach has been corroded. Soon a stench spread into the nose. Dian Wang opened his eyes wide and slowly fell down. As early as when Su Zicheng was circling around the King of Electricity, Su Zicheng had already drawn the bow and set the arrow, and shot it out. Moreover, in order to prevent accidents, a drop of curse poison was applied to the tip of the arrow. The curse poison of the +10 curse blood knife can be extracted by itself. It is colorless and odorless. All these movements were too fast, and the King of Electricity did not notice it at all. Even when the arrow shot at himself, because of the paralyzing effect of the poison, he still didn't realize it, until he died. At around 10 o'clock in the evening, Su Zicheng had already arrived at the villa. It's overloaded, the pursuit of speed is still a little bit reluctant with the current physique. Lying in the bathtub and rubbing his numb legs, Su Zicheng said to himself. Indeed, so far Su Zicheng is still at 1/8 of the god-level physique, but with a physique of 325 points, he can touch the speed threshold, which is already strong enough. But after all, it is not yet a divine body, and there are still flaws in reaching such a speed. The first is that it cannot break through the barrier and overflow the threshold, and the second is that the body will produce strong discomfort after strenuous exercise. It's like a person who doesn't exercise much, suddenly let him run 1,000 meters. There was no problem during the running process, but when he was about to rest, the lactic acid in his muscles would immobilize him immediately, and it would last for a long time, during which he even went down the stairs and leaned against the wall, which was so ruthless. Now, Su Zicheng is like this, but it's okay, after all, he has reached 1/8 of the divine body, and he has a perverted self-healing ability. So this numbness was quickly eliminated by the comfort of warm water when Su Zicheng took a bath. Hey, hurry for 3 minutes, fight for 30 seconds. When he came back, Su Zicheng wasn't rushing back at full speed. Although that feeling was amazing, Su Zicheng didn't want to just lie on the bed and not move when he came back. The second day is the 9th day of the system upgrade. At 8 o'clock in the morning, Su Zicheng snored loudly. At 10 o'clock at noon, Su Zicheng was still sleeping. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, still in bed. At 6 o'clock in the evening, I finally woke up. At 9 o'clock in the evening, I was in the living room. I had finished washing, but I was still listless and listless. Ah, what's going on? Why are you so tired and sleepy? Su Zicheng yawned and stretched, but he still felt sleepy. Can't sleep anymore. Can't sleep anymore, I'm a bounty hunter, I can't be so depraved. Su Zaichang quickly played a few sets of fighting technique, proficient in agility and sober. Coo. My stomach growled. Didn't want to go down and buy, called and ordered a pizza or something. Turn on the TV to watch the news at the same time. There is no big event in the TV report, it is nothing more than Jinbin, and there are bounty hunters defeating bad guys at one time, becoming the Asgardian of the earth and other lace news. After simply filling his stomach, Su Zaichang still couldn't escape the law of true fragrance, and fell asleep on the bed again. Well, has the money arrived? Su Zaichang was woken up by the beep. Oh, it's not in the account, is it? Could it be? The exciting moment is coming. Thinking of this, Su Zaichang's sleep addiction disappeared instantly, immediately jumped up from the bed. Open system. Welcome to Hunter System version. This update. F*K. Shit trough. As soon as he entered, Su Zaichang was stunned by the scene in front of him. This is so F*King cool, it's a high-tech version. All of a sudden, it was raised by more than one grade. The original Hunter system, monotonous black and white colors, monotonous minimalist layout, dry options. Now, the entire interface is colorful, and the more technological thing is that it can be touched. It's like Tony's J.A.R.V.I.S. bench. For each weapon, Su Zaichang can experience it first as long as he pays, but it is only a virtual experience, just like VR, but it is more real and smoother than VR. It even gives you a metallic feel when you touch it. And for each skill, there is a villain demonstrating it for you, which can make the host understand its use faster, more directly. It's amazing. If it is the original button of the Nokia version before the upgrade, then after the upgrade it is definitely a super intelligent, Superman industrial form. With Su Zaichang's gaze, every plate inside is extremely attractive. The weapon bar, ranging from knives, guns and sticks, to various thermal weapons, modern superstar weapons, and even alien technology. That's awesome. Moreover, each weapon is clearly marked from the product introduction to the price, and you can even search for the same type. The skill bar. This time the skill bar has also made new changes accordingly. From body fighting, all kinds of augmentation, and strengthening the body, to heaven-defying magic skills, level universe skills, it really has everything that one expects to find. There are also suits, pants, shoes, tops and hats, and even underwear can be found. Most importantly, this time the system upgrade also specially added a consumable equipment bar. Consumables such as 100 poison-free pill 1.0, strengthening potion, tracking paper crane, etc. are also placed in this column. This is really convenient. Every time you need to buy, you don't need to go shopping the whole mall from beginning to end, trying your best to find these hidden products. There are also changes in the recovery column. Not only weapons and equipment sets can be recovered, but also skills and magic can be recovered. The recovered skills and magic can be exchanged for corresponding lower-level skills or magic in the preferential area. Seeing this, Su Zaichang had another immature thought in his mind. Since skills and magic can be recovered, and Su Zaichang has copy eyes that can infinitely copy other people's magic, that is to say, Su Zaichang can turn into an ATM by relying on this bug that is not considered a bug. Although for Su Zaichang, the magic he can copy is still very basic, but it can add up to a lot. Besides, if you can copy other magic from level universe in the future, or you can find Ancient One to practice someday, and then copy her magic, then the recovered skills and magic may be exchanged for higher level things. There seems to be something wrong. Since I can copy the magic of level universe, do I still care about Ancient One? I have other magic of level universe, only a fool can take it back. Host. Recovery skill magic can be superimposed. After generating to a certain level, it can be exchanged for other higher level skill magic. Oh, that's right, Su Zaichang understands the meaning of the system. That is to say, the current Su Zaichang with 1/8 divine body cannot copy level universe magic, but you can copy more easily obtained ones, and then recycle them. When the progress bar is full, you can exchange them for high-level magic. In addition to the recycling bar, there seems to be a forging bar under the recycling bar. What does it mean? The host's own equipment, weapons, or suits can be put into the forging furnace for redoing. There is a chance to obtain god-level equipment, and the host needs to put in the required synthesis materials by itself. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Indeed, this new project is a good fit for Su Zaichang. The white snake bow that I bought for hundreds of thousands before was left in the hunter space, and it was about to fall into dust. Ben Cheng planned to recycle it, but after thinking about it, the original white snake bow was a bargain, and it was so difficult to recycle it. Cost-effective. Su Zaicheng is tasteless to eat and a pity to throw away. Well now, if I could find some forging materials, such as vibranium, and fuse the white snake bow directly to the elemental bow, wouldn't it be great? Is there a chance? That is to say, there is still a chance of failure. System. What happens if the forging fails? After the failure, the synthesis material is scrapped, and the added material remains the same. The synthesis materials I worked so hard to find are scrapped. That's too cheating, but fortunately the original ones are fine. Su Zaicheng shook his head with a wry smile. It seems that this thing is to test whether you have the physique of the Emperor of Europe. This is a change in the appearance of the system. What is more worth introducing are these smooth inner changes. In addition to being more convenient to flip through, and every time you swipe, it is smooth and silky. The system has also become an artificial intelligence, available at any time, definitely easier to use than JARVIS. What's more, there are not only browsing records, but also purchase records, and even those who are not interested in such products and skills can be blocked. Even the recommendation of the host's level is considered humanely. With the current system, once it is turned on, Su Zaicheng feels like he is in a real shopping mall. No, it's a virtual mall. Just wave your hand, get whatever you want, and choose not to be interested in anyone who doesn't like it. In the past, Su Zaicheng was just a little kid trying to choose a suitable product, but now Su Zaicheng is definitely a master, a god. Cool, really cool. Ding. What's the situation? Oh, there's a message. Diddy. It is detected that the host accepts the task during the upgrade period, and the bounty will be automatically deposited into the system. A total of 84 billion has been credited to the account. Please check with the host. The current balance is 100 billion and 4 billion. I'm going. Do you want to be so direct? Do you want to be so considerate of me? Do you want to be so humane? Su Zaicheng just wanted to pick up his mobile phone to check the information to make sure that the money from the black stewed egg had arrived, and by the way, check if the amount was correct, but he didn't expect the system to report it directly. It's wonderful. It is detected that the host has more than 100 billion assets, and the system automatically recommends for the host, yes, no to upgrade the hunter space. The hunter space can also be upgraded? This is the rhythm of replacing shotguns with cannons. Listening to the first half of the system's notification tone, I thought it was a magical skill to push Su Zaicheng. The result seems to be more eye-catching than the magical skill. The 2.0 version of the hunter system is so cool. What will the hunter space 2.0 look like? Su Zaicheng is not only looking forward to it. What is the hunter space after the upgrade? Su Zaicheng asked tentatively. After all, there is no upgrade and I don't know whether it is good or bad. Hunter space 2.0, compared with the 1.0 version, the 2.0 space is larger and can accommodate more things. Everything that enters the space will not be affected by the outside world. Purple sweet potato essence doesn't work even if you snap your fingers? That's right. And then, that's all. Hunter Space 2.0 can accommodate the United States. If the host has more assets, the system will push 3.0, 4.0. 3.0 can accommodate 2 Earths, 4.0 can accommodate the entire solar system, and the final version can accommodate half of the universe is not a problem. And then, is the space bigger? Su Zaicheng is still very interested in what the system said about the larger space. How domineering to take the Earth in with a wave. In the future, it will reach the god-level physique, which is also a unique existence in the universe. If you put a planet in it, if it doesn't please the person, release a planet, and smash him to death. It is definitely a magical skill of the level universe skill level. That is also the version after 3.0, currently, the 2.0 is equipped with the United States, which is really big, but what is the use of it? Current hunter space. Su Zaicheng also put a white snake bow, element bow, hunter suit and so on. What are you doing with such a large space? Version 2.0 of Hunter Space also has the function of storing living creatures, and automatically recognizes and classifies the items in it. It also has the function of repairing defective items. For example, putting a damaged hunter suit or elemental bow into it can be repaired to the original form. Undamaged items can be used for maintenance. And, Hunter Space 2.0 version, 1 day outside the space for 1 month. This function can be additionally upgraded. The extra upgrade is to upgrade this skill alone. For example, at the elementary level stage, the space is outside 1 day for 1 month, and you can use the upgrade to reach the space for 1 day and 1 century outside. Originally, this skill seemed useless to Su Zaicheng, But don't forget that the Hunter Space 2.0 version can also accommodate living creatures. Then this chicken rib will play a vital role. In other words, Su Zaichang has an extra invincible life-saving skill. For example, in the face of the planet Devourer, although Su Zaichang can't beat him, he can hide. Hide in the Hunter Space, 1 day inside, 1 century outside, I will consume you to death. When the host enters the Hunter's space will stay in place, and the space will follow the host until the host shows up. Why didn't you say it earlier? This is a bit embarrassing. How well you can imagine, you can't finish talking all at once when you come here. If Su Zaichang hides in the Hunter Space, and Uncle Tun keeps watch outside when he has nothing to do, then it will be the end of the calf. Su Zaichang thought for a while, damn it, I have to upgrade just to store living things, I'm so cowardly, so afraid of death, how can I mess with society and the universe if I don't have a few more life-saving things? Even if it is not used to collect people, it can still hold some ducks, eggs, meat and so on, and it can also keep the quality and freshness, just like a walking refrigerator. Haha. Then what else can I say, give me an upgrade. It took 3 days to upgrade, Hunter Space 2.0. 3 days is 3 days. I've been waiting for 10 days. Isn't that just 3 days without the Hunter Space? Hunter Space 2.0 price. Asterisk yes, no confirmation? Puff. Cough cough cough. What, how much? 1, 10, 100, 10,000, 1 billion, 10 billion. F asterisk K, 100 billion, system, you used to rob AF asterisk King Bank, didn't you? Su Zaichang, who was drinking water gracefully, almost choked to death when he heard the quotation. I just earned 100 billion. It's hard work. I've worked so hard. I finally have 100 billion in assets. It's not hot yet. You come up and ask me for 100 billion. Anyone who is a little normal will have to give it to me. You have a heart attack. Stop it. Stop it. Don't upgrade yet. I'll look at other things. Give up the upgrade, Hunter Space 2.0, and ask the host if there is any need, and the system will answer them one by one. That's fine. Don't you think you've become a bit wordy after the upgrade? Let me figure it out. Yes. Su Zaichang hastily turned off the artificial intelligence version 2.0 of this enthusiastic hunter system. Although what he said was indeed very detailed, Su Zaichang couldn't stand it, he was too enthusiastic, and he was not used to it. Let's take a look at the equipment column first, the system, filter out the ones I have browsed before. Yes. Next, see if there is something you want, so go all out. Jiying knee pads LV.1, price, 100,000 can be worn directly on the host's legs, toughness, 500, magic resistance, 500. Toughness, magic resistance, how come there are new terms? Toughness and magic resistance are defense values. The two cannot be superimposed. The system responds promptly. In fact, it is not difficult to understand. Simply put, it is to add to your physique. It is equivalent to Su Zaichang learning the indestructible body of the diamond, so that Su Zaichang, who originally only had 325 points of constitution, can withstand more than 1500 points of damage. Toughness and magic resistance are also the same principle, which improves the body's resistance to beating. It's just a new version, the system made the name a little higher. What does it mean to be non-superimposed? That is, the two are the same. For enemies that only have physical attacks, only toughness works, and magic resistance does not work. And vice versa. Definitely, if the enemy has both, then Su Zaichang will add 500 extra toughness and 500 extra magic resistance. Continue. Extreme Shadow Bracer LV.1. The price is 100,000, worn on the host's wrist, power, plus 1000. Boots of Urgent March LV.1, price, 1 million, wearable on the host's feet. It is not duplicated with the hunter suit, you can wear the hunter suit while wearing boots for a quick march. Toughness, 500, magic resistance, 500, and an additional 5% increase of the current speed of the host. Dragon Crocodile Armor LV.1, price, asterisk, worn on the chest of the host. Toughness, 800, magic resistance, 1000, for mutants or things, an extra 508. Anti-magic. Soul Pendant LV.1, price, 1 million, worn on the host's neck, mental power, plus 1000, mental power protection, plus 800, mental power recovery. Plus 1000 God Meteor Helmet LV.1 price, 10. Sure enough, after the upgrade, browsing is much faster, and even the introduction is humanized. The amount of bonus is clearly marked. It's just that these seem to be of little use to Su Zaichang. Su Zaichang will need to increase his strength and physique sooner or later, but relying on these external forces is not the way to go. It is better to directly increase his physique points. There are still Su Zicheng interested, such as this urgent march of boots. Although this suit is not attractive, its extra bonuses are interesting. IV.1 additionally increases the current fastest speed by 5%, that is to say, if Su Zicheng wears him and adds it to LV.3 or IV.5, it will be 10%, 20% improvement. Now Su Zicheng's the speed has already touched the threshold barrier. If you wear it, you might be able to break the barrier. Buy it. Add it to the pending payment area first. This pending payment area is also a new feature of the system. While browsing the products, Su Zicheng can put the things he wants to buy into the waiting area for payment. Finally, he can shop around and decide whether to buy, or he can remove the products that are beyond the budget and just happen to be unnecessary. This is also good news for Su Zicheng, who suffers from choice difficulties. Huh? Add this soul pendant to the waiting area for me too. Although this soul pendant has no effect on defense, physical fitness and so on. But this thing adds mental strength. Su Zicheng really lacks this thing now. Anyway, for Su Zicheng, the more spiritual power, the better. Because mental power is an auxiliary force, the increase in invisible is much more useful than adding 500 points of toughness and 500 points of magic resistance. Not only can it enhance Su Zicheng's spiritual power and protect him from external interference, but also sound wave control and mind interference can all be immune through absolute spiritual power. And it can also assist the skill of teleportation. With this extra plus 1000 points of spiritual power, the range of teleportation should be able to be increased to kilometers away, and even the number of times should be increased. In addition, not only teleportation, Hawkeye, mind control can also be assisted. This time, the Hawkeye should be able to go up another leader, and the field of vision is doubled. Definitely, while expanding the field of vision, the clarity will never change. On the contrary, it is not impossible to change from the original high definition to Blu-ray. Suits seem to be useless, change to weapons. Picking, Su Zicheng temporarily felt that the ones that were not suitable for him were just these two. Others are either tasteless or useless, or simply too expensive. Chitauri Star Laser Cannon price, 100,000, non-upgrade weapon, manufactured by Chitauri Planet. Hammer of Titan price, 1 million, non-upgradable weapon, made of Titan meteorite. Mjolnir of .1 price, asterisk, the same style as Thor. Stormbreaker price, asterisk, weapons that cannot be upgraded. Origin unknown, made of Asgard metal. Counter the Infinity Gauntlet, summon the Bifrost. Thunderstorm Blue Dragon Trident LV.1 price, asterisk, made of the backbone of Thunderstorm Tyrannosaurus Rex, with infinite thunderstorms. System, you really think highly of me, and Stormbreaker, Mjolnir. Why don't you come with a fixed star launcher? Although Mjolnir only sells for 10 million, Su Zicheng is still unmoved. He can't pick up this thing by himself, so what should he do? Besides, when I met Thor in the future, I insisted on stealing from him. How to explain it? And this Stormbreaker, I can't *king afford it. A single level of Stormbreaker costs 10 billion, and the is really tempting. But I can't afford it. I'd better use Cursed Bloodknife and Elemental Bow. After speaking, Su Zicheng turned his attention to the skill column again. Soul Tracking Technique LV.1. The price is ***. You can use your mental power to mark the enemy. The marked person does not change, but the host soul seed can be planted deep in the soul. No matter where the enemy flees, the Overlord can capture his location. There is no time difference, arrive in an instant. All can be marked except Chuangshi Shen. Range increases with level. God of Destiny's Favor, price, ***, the host will get absolute luck. The skill column is even more gaudy. Su Zicheng is really dazzled. It turned out that in the hunter system, the rich can really do whatever they want. Not to mention weapons, even some skills. Su Zicheng likes it very much, but he has no money in his pocket. Just add this soul tracking technique and God of Destiny's Favor to the pending payment area. Su Zicheng fell in love with these two skills from the very beginning, so that the latter ones were almost random. By the way, system, let me find out if there are any things that can be used to travel through time and space, that is, things that can travel from the Earth to Asgard. Searching. The following products were found for the host. Space Gem price. 000, Time Traveling Technique LV.1, price, 00. Space Jump Flight Device price. ***0, stop. What the hell are you? You don't look at our wallet. Is this something I can play with? Narrow down the price range for me and pick out the one that suits me best. Diddy. Search for the most suitable item for the host. Weakened version of Space Gem Ring. Price. Asterisk, can be used for space travel for a short time. A single traversal is 1 billion light-years away. Cooling time is 15 minutes. System, you really think highly of me. Forget it, isn't it just 1 billion? Add it to the pending payment area for me. Okay, finished shopping, let me see what's there. Open the waiting area. There are only a few items that Su Zaichang just added. One is the soul pendant, the other is the urgent march of the boots, and there are two skills. One is the soul tracking technique. The other is the favor of the god of fate, and the other is this weakened version of the space gem ring. The soul pendant and boots of urgent march together only sell for 2 million. The soul tracking technique and god of destiny's favor are sold for 20 billion. As for the last item, which is a must-buy, all of them add up to only 21 trillion 2 billion. So far so good. Coincidentally, these things are still very useful to Su Zaichang, and they can be regarded as high quality and low price. System, take them all down for me. Current total amount of goods in the pending payment area asterisk yes, no payment. Take it all. Diddy, please pay attention to check if the purchase is successful. Well, seems to be not enough, then give me an upgrade. The first is the urgent march of boots. It takes 1 billion to increase the current fastest speed by 10% for the second level, and 3 billion for the third level to increase to 15%. Why is it so expensive? Yes, no upgrade. Yes, don't ask, just ask. Directly to the third level. Expensive is expensive, but practical. The urgent march of boots only sells for 1 million, but the cost of upgrading to 1 level can actually buy 10 urgent march of boots. Su Zaichang thinks about it, it seems to be right. There is still a situation where the system cheats people. As far as the matter is concerned, upgrading to the third level can already increase Su Zaichang's fastest speed by 15%. What is the concept of this 15%? It should be much easier to break through the threshold barrier. Don't look at it as just a barrier. As I said before, a barrier is like a world of difference. This is a barrier, and it is so difficult to break it with ordinary people's physique. But it's different now. The 15% bonus has to make Su Zaichang stand up. The system mind pendant also upgraded me to level 3. The upgrade of the soul pendant to the third level requires asterisk, yes, no. Yes. There is nothing to say about the soul pendant. Upgrading to the third level requires 4 billion. This should be the same level as the boots of the march. Mind pendant LV. 3 mental power plus 3000 mental power protection plus 2400 mental power recovery plus 3000 all tripled. Now, teleportation can definitely break through the distance of tens of thousands of meters, and with meditation, it should be no problem to travel back and forth across a state, but the number of times is limited. Anyway, on the Earth, there should be no such situations as excessive use of mental power and dizziness. As for Hawkeye, it's definitely more than enough to survey a state. There is also the soul tracking skill. How much does it cost to upgrade this skill to level 3? 2 billion? Huh. What about level 5? 5 billion? It's okay, let's upgrade. Soul tracking technique IV.5. This is Su Zaichang's second level 5 skill. After the 5th level, the soul tracking technique can plant Su Zaichang's own spiritual seeds in the enemy's mind. The difference is that this seed can control enemies whose strength is lower than that of Su Zaichang. In other words, Su Zaichang can completely rely on spiritual seeds to hold the enemy's life firmly in his palm. He had to say whatever he was asked to say, which seemed to conflict with mind reading, but anyway, did 10 billion come with it? Don't be in vain. Another is to control the enemy and make the enemy his slave. Definitely, it doesn't work for the strong-willed. For those who are controlled by Su Zaichang, as long as Su Zaichang gives a little instruction, the spiritual seeds will explode. Enemies whose strength is lower than Su Zaichang's head were blown to pieces. Enemies stronger than Su Zaichang can also cause varying degrees of interference. For example, in a battle, if Su Zaichang throws out a soul tracking skill, and then controls the explosion of the spiritual seed, then the enemy's mind will explode like a thunder, which can cause a crucial impact if he is not paying attention. You know, fighting at Su Zaichang's level is stronger than his strength. That moment can definitely change the situation of the battle. If you are lucky and meet an opponent with poor mental strength, although an explosion can't kill him, it can make him lose his sanity, and maybe become dementia from now on. Originally, Su Zaichang bought it because he could track the enemy's position, and there was no time difference, and it could be regarded as a substitute for tracking paper cranes. He didn't expect that there would be unexpected gains after upgrading to level 5. This is much better than tracking. It's amazing, it's worthy of a 5th level skill. After the 5th level, there are no extraordinary skills. It's not just talk. 50 billion, really not for this price. Finally, there is the God of Destiny in the weakened version of the Space Gem ring. The God of Fate favored it. When buying it, Su Zicheng thought that it would definitely be used when forging weapons. I just didn't expect this thing to be worth 10 billion. Maybe Su Zicheng just happened to be rich and powerful, so if 10 billion is 10 billion, he won it directly. And this weakened version of the Space Gem ring, Su Zicheng has a lot of use. This is the focus of this shopping. This time, Su Zicheng made a rough calculation. 2 3-level suits, 1 5-level skill, and 2 non-upgradable items. A total of 75 billion and 2 million. The 20% discount from the B-level hunters is also 74.8 billion 1.6 million. It seems that there are tens of billions left, so let's upgrade the previous skills. First of all, what is shown on the panel is physical skills. Combined with Captain America's fighting technique, even Captain America can score 50 to 50 points in the Alien War, so swordsmanship and fighting technique are enough. No upgrade is required. In addition, there is no need to upgrade the mind control. IV.4 is enough. No matter how powerful it is, it will definitely not be able to control it. The low-level Su Zicheng doesn't bother to control it, no matter how bad it is. There is a 5th level soul tracking skill. Once the spirit seed is released, mind controls step aside. There is also the shadow concealment technique of LV. 3. This skill seems to have an unexpected effect in future battles. However, level 3 should be enough. The opponents in the future must not be vegetarians. Even if they hide themselves, they should be aware of it and take precautions. So, don't upgrade. In the skill category, only the indestructible body of King Kong is left. Upgrade. Give me level 6. Vajra's indestructible body. You need to replace it when you reach level 6. Yes, no. Yes. Su Zicheng has no hesitation. The 6th level indestructible body of King Kong is definitely comparable to that of a half-body body. Because while rising to level 6, Su Zicheng clearly felt that his whole body was crackling non-stop. This is a sign of rebirth. Before the 5th level, at most, a layer of gold plating appeared on the body surface. After the 6th level, it is from the inside out that changes occur. Not only the bones are golden, but even the blood is dyed golden. If someone knocks Su Zicheng's body from the outside, you can definitely hear the soft sound of metal. The me now, even if I don't wear a hunter suit, I can't beat him standing up and being beaten. Shock me and shock you to death. 4 billion discounted to 3.2 billion, earned. And count like this. Compared with the effect, it is indeed profitable. It's just that you feel that you have made money, but the system will never lose money. There is still some money. Let's upgrade the hunter suit to level 50. Hunter suit needs to be upgraded to IV.50, yes, no. 5 billion. Then forget it. After checking the number of zeros, Su Zicheng was stunned, scratched his head and cancelled in embarrassment. It is recommended that the host upgrade to LV.40, it needs to be corrected. Then go up to level 40. Great, another 3.2 billion. Give me full physique points, and another 50 points. Up to 351 body mass points requires, and up to 375 1 body mass points requires, yes, no. How much is the discount? Rao Su Zicheng is very confident in his mathematics, and he is also confused at this moment. 10 billion for a while, 4 billion for a while, how can you calculate it? You have to check for a long time when you see so many zeros, let alone do the calculations. I'm really glad that there is a system to help calculate. Since the host's current level is B level, after a 20% discount, it will be. Well, it's okay, the balance is enough, let's go. The host's balance asterisk is detected, and today's consumption reaches more than asterisk, the system will launch a discount bar. Originally, Su Zicheng was still distressed about the 90 billion just now. When he heard the notification sound suddenly, he thought that the system was going to show mercy and offer a discount, or give a small gift or something, but he didn't expect to open the discount area directly. Promotional area. Oh my god. Every time the products launched in the preferential area, needless to say, 10% off. Crazy big discounts. Every time it is either a magic skill or a super cost-effective equipment set. Su Zicheng immediately became interested when he heard this. Looking at the discount area. System properties, Hunter Space 2.0, original price, asterisk, current price only asterisk, constant discounts, constant price cuts, constant discounts, constant surprises, genuine discounts, buy as soon as possible. Hurry up if you want to buy. The advertising words in the discount area are still the same. However, this does not affect Su Zicheng's excitement. Who the hell cares about the advertising words? 100 billion becomes 1 billion. This is a F**king good thing. Just now I was worried about how to get this, Hunter Space 2.0. Really what to say. When I fell asleep, someone gave me a pillow. Someone added firewood when it was cold. Shit is out of paper, someone just delivered it. God. Oh no. God of luck. Thank you. Thank you. I, Su Zicheng, will be filial to you in this life. Oh no, 8 lifetimes, it's too timely, too timely. This god of luck favored the real grandma and it was not in vain. What else is there to say? I, Su Zicheng, will be the incarnation of luck from today on. 10 billion will be exchanged for my lifetime European emperor. Just king word, worth it. Worth it. At this moment, Su Zicheng really has no words to express his inner feelings. It was so exciting. It's like a poor guy who won 5 million yuan in the lottery, and suddenly changed from short and poor to tall, rich and handsome. If you haven't experienced this feeling yourself, you will never understand it. System. Bought it for me, hurry up. Hunter Space 2.0, selling price asterisk yes, no? F asterisk K. You still need to think about it, do you still need to ask me? Take it down, take it down. The host please take out all the items in Hunter Space 1.0, first. Oh yes yes yes, I'm too excited forgot. Su Zicheng's mouth seemed to open, and he started to lose control just like little Spider-Man Tony. Frantically taking out the white snake bow, elemental bow, cursed blood knife, etc. Su Zicheng couldn't wait to click yes, frantically, fearing that the discount zone would disappear in the next second. Hunter Space 2.0, version upgrade, this space cannot be used within 3 days. Hoo. Su Zicheng breathed a sigh of relief immediately, and let out a deep breath before he felt relieved. I don't even know when, my back is actually wet, I'm already demigod, and I'm still sweating coldly. It can be seen how excited Su Zicheng was just now. Quick, let me see the properties panel. A green screen appeared in front of Su Zicheng. Because the property panel can still be used when the system is upgraded, so the panel is still the same as before. However, what Su Zicheng thinks is that since the Hunter Space can be upgraded to version 2.0, then this attribute panel should also be able to be upgraded. That's for later. Host. Su Zicheng physical fitness, 375, 3/8 god level physique. Hunter level. B ability. King Kong indestructible body LV.6, swordsmanship LV.4, copy eyes LV.3, absolute hit IV.3, Hawkeye LV.3, mind control LV.4, shadow stealth LV.3, soul tracking technique IV.5, lucky gods favor mind reading self-healing danger perception meditation teleportation, 14/15. Equipment. Hunter suit, +40, elemental bow, +25, white snake bow, +5, tracking paper crane, ×9, cursed blood knife, +10, boots rush march, +3, mind pendant, +3, weakened version space gem ring, ×1. Mall balance. 3.8 billion and 2 million more than 100 billion, it has only been a few hours, and it has become 3 to 4 billion in a blink of an eye. What kind of spending method is this? Most people would be scared to death just thinking about it. Thinking about the movie that Su Zicheng watched when he was bored a few days ago, he spent 30 billion. 30 billion in a month. Another 300 billion, I will show you how to spend it in a minute. Wait. I seem to have forgotten this copy I don't have enough money left, wait until next time. Su Zicheng has a deep understanding of the abnormality of copying eyes, but he actually forgot during the upgrade process just now. It must be too much money, I'm confused. Hey, I'm old. I can't see so much money. If it starts with hundreds of billions in the future, what should I do if I don't know how to count? Haha. Naturally, Su Zicheng didn't have to worry about this at all. Could it be that the high-level intelligent hunter system 2.0 can't even solve this most basic trivial matter? Right. Definitely, it is indeed a pity for the clone eye of IVLV.3. I missed this upgrade, and I don't know when the next time will be. The only thing I can comfort myself is that the third-level copying eyes are enough for the time being. Anyway, there is basically no magic that Su Zicheng wants to copy on the Earth, except for Ancient One. Gary, I miss you so much. With Su Zicheng's current mental power, it should be no problem to copy some higher-level magic. Only at this time did he realize how cool it is to have a little loli like Jiayu here. Although this big shopping spree used up Su Zicheng's savings, But this time, Su Zaicheng was willing from the bottom of his heart. Not to mention picking up the big leak of soul-tracking skill. Just that god of luck is enough for Su Zaicheng to be happy for many days. When the Hunter Space 2.0 upgrade is completed, I, Su Zaicheng, will be a good guy again. I can't F**k anyone, I can't die, I can't eat the planet, I said. Ha ha ha. After looking at the mall all morning, it was already noon before I knew it. Su Zaicheng didn't notice it at all. It seemed like this shopping frenzy lasted only a few minutes. Coo coo coo. The growling of the stomach echoed Su Zaicheng's wrong thoughts. I was about to go down and buy something to cushion my stomach. Looking at the equipment all over the place, Su Zaicheng scratched his head in embarrassment. Where did these things go? Throw the 2 bows on the wall of the living room first, hang them up as decorations, and take them away after the Hunter Space is upgraded. Throw the cursed blood knife aside, too. It's useless to track paper cranes, huh? They can't be burned, right? 10,000 ones. Make it a decoration on the table too. The soul pendant hangs around the neck. It was originally used for hanging around the neck, so I simply put it on. Comfortable. So comfortable. The moment he put it on, Su Zaicheng moaned lewdly. It's not his fault. The soul pendant directly acts on the spiritual force. The feeling that the whole soul is wrapped in warm sunshine is no less than Su Zaicheng's massage by the beautiful women in the pedicure city. Feels like eating a Snickers bar. That is, the mental power can be greatly improved, not only sweeping away the tiredness from yesterday, but even the temperament of the whole person has changed. In Invisible, there seems to be a white cyclone surrounding Su Zaicheng. This is the power of the spirit. The weakened version of the space gem ring is also worn. Well, why doesn't this thing feel like it? It can't be a fake. Su Zaicheng shook the hand with the ring, wanting to see what was going on. However, suddenly, a terrible crack appeared in front of Su Zaicheng. This crack is only the file size for one person to pass through, but its small size does not mean that he looks gentle. On the contrary, it was pitch black inside, with only occasional flashes of light. That's astral. I don't know which space in the universe is connected to a dark place. It must be beyond the solar system, or even the Milky Way. With just a wave of his hand, Su Zaicheng could actually span 1 billion light-years. An ordinary, steel ring, made of unknown material is just such a crude ring inlaid with a little thumb-covered file-sized blue gemstone. Who would have imagined that such an inconspicuous little ring could reach a distance of billions of light-years at will? And as soon as the crack was opened, an indescribable force burst out of it. As if to destroy everything. Even Su Zaicheng, who already had a 3/8 god-level physique, was blown to the ground without paying attention. Even more frightening is the ensuing suction. The gate of the villa facing the crack was rattling. Seeing that a sofa had been sucked in, Su Zaicheng waved his hand and quickly closed the crack after stabilizing his figure. Phew, it's really dangerous, it almost became space junk. Only after asking the system did I understand how to use it. It turned out to be very similar to a small item that Su Zaicheng bought before. It's that kind of admission ticket. I didn't know that I was thrown into that corner by Su Zaicheng for a long time. The method of using this weakened version of the space gem ring is simply the same as that of the admission ticket. It is also the spiritual power to penetrate into it and choose the destination you want to reach. Tear the space with a wave, and that's it. After a person enters, within 10 seconds, the crack will automatically close. Hey, these high technologies are really troublesome. It seems that I will develop in an all-round way in the future. I will strive to be an excellent bounty hunter in the contemporary era. Needless to say, the hunter suit, put it on the body directly. Definitely plus 40 hunter suits must also have its changes. Apart from the original defense ability increase, there is another interesting little change. That is, it can change shape arbitrarily according to the imagination of the host. In other words, Su Zaicheng can wear the hunter suit anytime and anywhere in the future, because he can turn him into a normal costume. Although it is ordinary clothing, but the defense is still there, this does not worry Su Zaicheng. When I go on missions in the future, as long as I wear the hat, I will be a bounty hunter. Convenient, indeed convenient. Regarding defense, Su Zaicheng was even more assured. After all, it was added to 40. Now Su Zaicheng puts on the hunter suit and jumps directly into the space crack just now, absolutely without hurting a single hair. This is also the reason why Su Zaicheng wants to upgrade the hunter suit. The urgent march of the boots, what's the matter? Originally wearing a hunter suit, shoes, trousers, jacket and hood, this is a set, and now there are 2 extra pairs of shoes. System. What can you do? I've already spent so much money today, so give me a trick. The host can turn it into a pair of insoles and put it into the shoes of the hunter suit. Huh. What kind of operation is this? Equipment that has been added to the third level has a chance to obtain the function of changing its own shape. Nani? Is that okay? Then the previous hunter suit, my bow, and the cursed blood knife. Is there a chance? After level 40, you must get it. I'll go. Then you mean that I used to memorize a little bit, but now I'm lucky. The silence of the system seemed to be mercilessly mocking Su Zaicheng. Obviously bought the blessing of the god of luck and still pretending to be confused. Since it can be directly locked, what's going on? It seems that I feel lighter, and I feel like I'm flying. This feeling of flying is different from the real flight, but a feeling of lightness and ecstasy. It was the feeling that Su Zaicheng felt lighter when he reached the extreme speed. Su Zaicheng stepped lightly on the spot a few times, and suddenly felt that the explosive power of his legs had increased a lot, as if he couldn't control it, he would jump out like a rocket. Not bad. Cuckoo stone. I was only busy tinkering with new gadgets, and my stomach began to protest again. Okay. Let's go eat now. Su Zaicheng is very satisfied with this system upgrade or the skills and equipment purchased this time. The only thing he is not happy with is the lack of balance. Anyway, shopping makes people happy, especially the god of destiny in the upgrade of hunter space. Su Zaicheng's mood is even more excited. Even going downstairs to eat can't hide the excitement deep in his heart. Hey, Su, the freshly slaughtered horse, do you want to come together? Su Zaicheng ran into the owner of the racecourse as soon as he went out. Driving a McLaren, he yelled at Su Zaicheng from afar. It is not in vain that Su Zaicheng spent so much money on the racecourse. Okay. Come right away. Su Zaicheng smiled even more happily when he heard that there was fresh horse meat. When you are hungry, someone will deliver food, what a coincidence. Hey, luck is so hard to speak. Su, you. When did you arrive? The owner of the racecourse wondered how he arrived at the racecourse before him even though he saw Su Zaicheng was still at the gate just now, driving a sports car worth tens of millions. Could it be possible that he didn't have Su Zaicheng's legs? Meat. Let's start, I'm starving to death. Su Zaicheng hurriedly changed the subject. He couldn't just say that I teleported from my mother F***ker, right? What McLaren? What sports car? Just tens of millions of dollars. Compared with my tens of billions of skills, it's not too rubbish. The owner of the racecourse is a black man. He is more than 2 meters tall and has a fat body. Not only does he run a racecourse, but I heard that this big black fat man can also DJ and rap. What's more, this guy is actually a famous basketball star in the United States. Look at how rich they are. Hey, Su, let me show you Chinese Kung Fu. Kung Fu is so boring. I will show you that I don't know how to do it. After finishing speaking, Su Zaicheng slyly picked up a piece of raw meat on the pile of barbecue ingredients. Pentagrams flashed in his eyes, and a ball of hot flames suddenly jumped on Su Zaicheng's palm. After a while, everyone smelled the meat. Fragrance. Oh, you are not magic, you are magic. Clap clap. Suddenly there was applause. It seems that in the eyes of this group of foreign kids, the label that everyone in China knows Kung Fu and magic cannot be erased. It was already past 6:40 p.m. when we were full of food and drink. I didn't expect to eat 4 or 5 hours for a meal. It's all because this big black fat guy is so funny. He insists on improvising with everyone. It's no wonder this guy is so attractive. Basically all the racecourses opened are here to support, and no one is kicking the field. Back home, Su Zaicheng turned on the TV as usual to watch the news. Then take a bath and lie in bed. Today is really a happy day. Yes, can you be unhappy after spending more than 90 billion yuan? Hunter System 2.0 is really good. It feels good to use, and the distribution of plates is good.